including 3 flags. He coached them to the Premiership in 1987. Fresh from 5 years with Brisbane, in 1996, Robert Walls makes his debut as coach of Richmond. 2 of football's fiercest rivals, Collingwood versus Richmond, a volatile combination. 7 Sport presents the Ansett Australia Cup from Waverley Park.
Good evening. We're at Waverley for this first round match in the Ansett Australia Cup, and it's unbelievable how wintry conditions have returned after a fortnight of dry, hot weather. We've had about 2 inches of rain in Melbourne in the last couple of days, and the crowd is huddled up under the grandstands here at Waverley for this game, which should be a beauty nevertheless, between Richmond and Collingwood. The Tigers, who last year were the excitement machine of the competition. They were the big improvers and played in their first Premiership Finals series for 13 years. And it was great to see them back. It'll be interesting to see how they go under new coach Robert Walls. What about Matthew Richardson making a return? Yes, he's playing here tonight. And of course, up against Collingwood, who also have a new coach, and the reason being is that one is alongside me. Leigh Matthews, welcome to Channel 7's microphone.
Thank you, Drew, and this is an unusual night over the last decade. Watching Collingwood without being sitting in the coach's box, it's going to be unusual.
Pressure off, you don't have to worry about who to place where?
Oh, well, I suppose, but it must be interesting. I mean, I think one of the things that's difficult is to be objective about the team you've coached, so I'm looking forward to looking at Collingwood from that point of view.
Well, their line-up tonight, the Pies, I suppose they put in the best team that they could get on the field at the moment.
Oh, they're missing a few players. Michael Maguire's not yet ready to play, and Tony Francis, Paul Williams, of course, and Graham Wright and Andrew Shawble, the victims of the basketball accident, so they're not available tonight. But apart from that, they've put their best side on the field, and a few young players. Again, though, Nathan Buckley, I think, is being played off the half-back line. That'll be an interesting move to see what happens there. Severio Rocco, I think he'll appreciate the ground being slightly shorter, because I don't think Waverley's been his best ground. I think the big forwards who are a little slow, that extra half a kick from the centre on the longer Waverley ground was always a little bit of a problem for that kind of player. The Pies still to make their appearance tonight. I might add that we're dressed in a new school uniform this year. It's the AFL centenary tie, 100 years of AFL football this year, and it'll be part of Seven's uniform during the year. Very
Not
nice.
bad. Hope you like them. Let's have a look at Richmond's side tonight.
Well, I just think for last final series, how Richmond would have loved to have had Matthew Richardson and Tony Free in the side that contested last year's finals. I mean, they're out there tonight. I may be a little bit surprised that coming back from their knee injuries, they're being played this early. One would think they may have been given the extra 2 or 3 weeks, but I thought the Tigers did a fantastic job last year to get as far as they did, and the what-ifs, if they had Matthew Richardson and Tony Free, maybe they would have fancied they would have gone a bit further. But a pretty full-strength side, missing Campbell and Bond, who are good players for them, and Scott Turner, who does a terrific job at full-back. Well,
both clubs have a disappointing pre-season record, but one thing I know for sure is they'll both be having a dip tonight. I'm not going to blame anybody. Relax.
Yeah,
you just relax and have a good night, eh? And, well, still Collingwood haven't made their way out onto the ground, but we'll be back for the opening bounce shortly.
Aussie rules, I thank you for the best years of our lives. All those hazy, crazy young days, all those fun days in our lives.
It's a miracle. I can hardly believe my eyes.
Pardon?
I thought I was the only one on this island. I've been stranded here for weeks. There's no way off.
Why's that?
Because of the Magna run-out sale. To make way for new models, Mitsubishi dealers are offering great run-out deals on Magna sedan. Look how fast they're running out. I'll never get to the dealers at this rate.
The Magna run-out sale is on now. Catch it while you can.
Gas ovens, cooktops and range hoods are designed for Australian lifestyles. Practical features, European styling and so many designs and combinations for you to choose from. Turn to gas cooking. You're going to love it. 9 out of 10 chefs will tell you gas is faster. You have more control, from delicious meringues to hearty roasts. Gas, designed for Australian homes. Call into the gas shop in Launceston or Devonport and find out why you should turn to gas.
Hello, I'm Sylvia Smith. In the last 3 years, I've looked after the interests of the families of Bass. The people of Bass know that I put jobs, health and education first. Now all the Liberals can say is we need a change, but they won't say why. What do John Howard and Liberals stand for? We don't know, and they won't say. This election is about choice, not change for the sake of it. I ask to be your choice so I can continue to look after Bass.
Authorised by Sylvia Smith for the Australian Labor Party, Launceston.
There's a federal election on Saturday, but the big event in Canberra may well be the match between the Sydney Swans and North Melbourne at Bruce Stadium on Saturday afternoon. And in a further Ansett Australia Cup match at night, back here at Waverley, what a blockbuster this should be, Carlton against Essendon. And the Pies have made a belated appearance onto Waverley, and the ground has stood up particularly well despite the rain that we've had over the last couple of days. Umpires tonight, 3 men in charge, and Gavin Brown wins the toss and elects to go right to left in the first quarter, and that is with the breeze here tonight. The umpires, the senior man, number 25, is John Harvey in his 6th season with the AFL. But 2 newcomers. Number 36, a South Australian, Troy Burton, doing his first AFL game. And welcome to number 38, Derek Humphrey-Smith from Queensland. Welcome down to the cool of Melbourne for your first game. Down on the boundary line, man who knows the spaces out here pretty well, Dipper. Evening, mate.
Good evening, Drew, and nice to be working with you again, Drew. And Leigh Matthews, you are a champ.
Very nice to speak to you again, Dipper.
Now,
I'm still not playing in your team.
Sorry, mate?
I'm still not playing in your Legends team.
Oh, come on, please. I need you out there. But just talking about the ground, man, we've had, as you said, Drew, 2 inches of rain here, and the ground has come up superb. So we should see some fine skills out here tonight by both sides. Things haven't changed at Collingwood, Leigh. I couldn't get in the rooms there either, but I did have a chance to speak to Tony Shaw, and he's very keen to do well here tonight. And you know about Shawry, Leigh, that he's always going to ask his players to go 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
And also with Richmond, I got to talk to young Richardson and Tony Free. They're more excited about playing today than some of these younger blokes. I mean, they've been out of the game for about 12 months, and there's a bit of a rumour that Tony Free has picked up a bit of pace over his last 12 months. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. But Drew, I know these 2 sides are going to give 100%, and like all sides do, so looking forward to a great game.
Yes, thanks, Dipper. Should be a beauty. And Leigh, Dipper wanted me to mention that of your 8 best and fairest at Hawthorn, he was responsible for 4 of them, but drilling the ball straight down to you when you were at full force.
He was great fun, Dipper, I must say, and he always had so much energy. Apart from what he did on the field, he was just a real live wire. He was great.
He's the same with Channel 7. And welcome to the commentary tonight, 3 times Carlton Premiership player, Ian Robertson. Evening, Robert.
Yeah, good on you, Drew. I'm looking forward to this game, the same as Dipper. I think it'll be an interesting clash. One of the most conspicuous things, as far as I'm concerned, will be Robert Walls following on from John Northey, coach of Richmond. They had a bit of a thing going, the Tigers, so let's hope Wallsy can do the right thing and keep it going for them.
Well, there's the Collingwood bench. Of course, we're playing squads of 22 with 4 interchange players. Another change from the Lightning Premiership when we had 6 on the interchange bench. And going in tonight, the Tigers are favourites, 11-4 on. Collingwood at 7-4. And umpire Burton, the South Australian, is getting us underway here at Waverley. Collingwood going right to left. There's Deer in the middle, but Montcourse, playing his first game for the season, wins the tap. Solid bump, down goes Prescott. The ball will be a little bit slippery tonight, and you can understand that. Watson for Collingwood, close to the boundary line. It's taken over by Wild. And we'll have a throw-in. We were seeing kick-ins in the Lightning Premiership, but this will be thrown in classical style. 3 players that we can see there on the bench, 3 out of the 4 for Richmond.
Boundary throw in, Montcourse at the front, tries to get it down to James. James handball, kicked forward there by Wild, fairly well ineffective. Tigers battling close in. Broderick tackled by Montcourse. The ball very difficult to clear that congestion, and the umpire will, well, he was going to call for a bounce, but then a little bit of misused aggression by Collingwood. Free kick to Michael Gale. Gets it onto Prescott. Prescott in towards full forward. Marking contest. The ball spills to the back. The umpire's seen a free kick. And the umpire giving that decision was very close to the action, only a matter of 5 or 6 metres away, and the free kick is with Neil.
Yes, he got the front position, and if you get the front position and the defender arrives a little bit late, as Alex McDonald did there, left arm over the shoulder, and it was a correct decision, gives a shot from 40 metres out.
Mark Neil. It's not a bad kick by Neil. It will get the distance. but not quite the accuracy, and the first score of the game is a behind to Richmond.
Interesting, Nathan Buckley's actually picking up Matthew Richardson. That's an interesting bit of talent in that couple as a half-back. Buckley's playing, of course, and although as a specialist kicker in, as we see here as well.
Now Buckley goes for a run, well shepherded by Craig Kelly. And the kick straight towards the centre of the ground, and Krasiska had peeled off to take the mark. Good run by the Pies. The hand pass up over centre wing. Watson dishes the ball back. Moving well Collingwood. This is Scott Crow, the ex-Hawthorn player. To the forward pocket. Rocker! The mark paid. And Big Severio, best and fairest last year for the Pies, with their first shot for goal tonight.
It was a great set play, really. I mean, we talk about set plays in football, but Nathan Buckley, terrific kick, and it was really a bit like the training manoeuvre to get it to Rocker from the fullback kick in.
Well, he kicked 93 goals in the premiership season last year. Can he start with one here tonight? Yes, sir.
Well, that's a great confidence boost for Severio Rocker. He has been the type of player, if he kicks a goal or two early in the game, he really normally will go on with it. But to say it was a great build-up fight, Collingwood to Richmond. They took it from full-back to full-forward without Richmond getting a hand on the ball or really even be able to pressure the disposal. But nevertheless, it was still a terrific mark by Severio Rocker against two Richmond opponents.
So the first goal kicked by Collingwood. They lead by 5 points. They're a chance to get clear from the centre again. James tries to crash his way through. Deere, the tackler. Still the ball to be cleared, but the umpire has called for a ball up. Brett James and Ashley Prescott in the picture. Deere and Monkhorst. James gets it out. It's taken away by Crow, who was instrumental in the goal from Rocker. The ball towards full forward for Collingwood. Kicked off the ground by Free. Out wide for Michael Gale. He's close to the line. Can he keep it in? No. And just a little late there, Stephen Pitt. Nothing much happening, so the boundary umpire will throw it in. Very, very awkward conditions for the players. Cold, and we've had a lot of rainfall here in Melbourne. Rocker, the kick towards full forward. Now, under pressure there was Tate. He couldn't clear the half-back line. It's closer to the forward pocket for Richmond. Now they get clear. This is Whitney receiving. He goes across to the right back pocket, then kicks it towards centre wing. Daffy can't break clear. Terrific, desperate stuff by Collingwood. And that was by Young Wild to hold the ball up just forward of the wing and Collingwood's forward half. They lead by 5 points.
Well, Wild's wearing number 22, made famous by Tony Shaw, and he was right under the pack that time. Hit out by Richardson, comes out to Knights. His kick up towards centre wing. Prescott has been prominent early. It's grabbed by Buckley. Shrugs off the tackle of Miranda. Left footer by Buckley inside the 50. Marking contest. Punched down by Gale. Into the path of the Collingwood player. Loses it in the tackle. Another chance for Collingwood. Kemp. Centering kick for Sav again. The spoils come to the front. Richardson finds Rocker. One way, then the other. Unselfishly finds a teammate. That's good football. The mark taken by Stephen Patterson. Right in front and just outside 40 metres. Be kicking from about 50. Breeze at his back. The Pies have the only goal on the board. Played 19 games in his first season last year after coming across from Norwood. Good-looking kick. Home.
That was a very good bit of forward work set up there. It was very unselfish by Severio Rocker, but it really started at half-back where Nathan Buckley already has just got those couple of kicks against Richardson, but then the use of the ball, good running. Stephen Patterson started the play, of course, and Severio Rocker, good little left foot pass. Good teamwork on the forward line for Collingwood.
Patterson kicking Collingwood's second goal. They would need a reasonable advantage at quarter time. The Breeze, as we've already mentioned, at their backs. Buckley's hand pass goes in towards Crow. Crow goes to Burns. Burns kick to left half forward, punched away by Gale. A real struggle for possession there by Pitt, and he's been awarded a free kick. Watson, his kick towards full forward, bounces in a unknown area. Away goes Harrison and Rocker. Rocker, the ball comes to the back. Tony free. A quick kick. Goes back near the centre of the ground. Punched away. Naish is there for Richmond.
Very big job for young Ben Harrison to be given the job at full-back on Severio Rocker. It's a big task for a young, inexperienced player.
Collingwood coach's box. Mick McGuan in the background. I think Collingwood fans would like to see him out there very, very soon. James. That's Brett James. Left foot snapshot. It could have bounced through. It's Collingwood's third. Terrific kick by Brett James. Left foot snap from about 45 metres. He's kicked his first, and the Magpies lead 3 goals, and Richmond have kicked it behind.
Been a very spirited start by Collingwood. They've really been very good in this first 5 or 10 minutes. We've got the 3-goal break. It's just that indefinable. They're just a bit harder at the contest than Richmond are at this point of the game.
Magnificent start by the Pies. He couldn't get the ball out that time. Nick Daffy, and the umpire's going to ball it up again. Prescott not too happy. Umpire throwing the ball up there near the middle. There was ruck interference, and Deer's path to the ball was blocked, and he'll take the free kick against Monkhorst. Hand pass didn't quite get to the target. On the bounce, Daffy. Long inside half forward. The punch down was disciplined. Knights inside the 50. Loses control of it. Naish shot for goal. Coming back for a free kick. Richmond free kick to Knights. About 40 metres out.
There's a time when you don't pick the ball up. He knew he was about to be tackled, so played it out in front of him, Matthew Knights. Good intelligent play not to take possession and to try and draw the free kick, which he did.
Deer off, and Thornborough, the former St Kilda player, comes onto the ground. Matthew Knights for the Tigers first. Oh, shocker, he hooked it. It was a worm raper, out of bounds in the forward pocket.
Well, you get the impression there that he's the right foot slipped from underneath him as he went to kick the ball, and that was a disappointing result for Matthew Knights. He's a much better kick than that. Boundary throw in the right forward pocket for Richmond. Brendan Gale doing the ruck work. Burns gets it down. Buckley can't break clear. His handball over the top. Crow's on the end of it. Crow's quick kick back towards the centre of the ground. Collingwood temporarily out of trouble. Through goes Patterson. He's possessed by Free. Krasiska off the ground. The ball spills out to a vacant wing area. Justin Charles is the first man there. Gets a little handball forward. It went straight past Daffy. He was able to recover his position. Naish beaten for it by Kemp. Brett James. He's looking pretty good early. Krasiska's quick kick. Brilliantly gathered by Mark Richardson. Back to Brett James. His kick in towards centre half forward. Overrun by Rocker. Harrison gets back quickly. Handball. He looked for Tape. Missed him completely. Brown and Gale, two of the desperados of the Cape, are Gavin Brown and Michael Gale. And the umpire's forced to throw it in the air about 25 to 30 metres straight in front of the Collingwood goal.
Might be a sign of times. Gavin Brown is alongside Severio Rocker as their full forward line attack for Collingwood. I think it might be a sign of what's to come later in the year.
Richmond player tackled when he didn't have it. Jamie Tape. It's Naish, and Naish will take the free kick towards the outer side of the ground, and Harrison had doubled up from fullback to take the mark. Played a couple of games with Carlton, former Tasmanian. Over centre wing. Oh, big claw by Buckley. All over Richardson. Great mark. Bucks, you beauty. Short of half forward with the kick. Another big climb by Richardson. Harrison once more. Free, a little hand pass. Miranda working in close quarters. Prescott floats one over the top. Daffy slightly off the side of the boot. Chest mark taken by Watson.
Watson, have a look at Nathan Buckley's leap here.
Fantastic part of our game when they leap like that. Although the hands on the shoulders might have been a little bit suspect.
Well, a free kick picked out of this contest between wing and left half forward for Collingwood. Kelly kicks it forward, taken away again by Harrison. He's tackled well. Tate, well, the umpire sees that as moving the ball on illegally. So the free kick will go to the Collingwood captain by the look of it, Gavin Brown. And the umpire just indicating there at the left of the screen that maybe that hand pass over the top was a bit suspect.
I think he must have paid a throw, but I mean, that's the great value of Gavin Brown in any part of the ground. Richmond had the ball, though, bring it away, but the desperate tackle, and that's one of his great strengths, that second effort at the ball, Gavin Brown, and has drawn the free kick and the shot at goal from only 20 metres out.
Collingwood would be hoping for an injury-free season from their captain. He's kicking for goal from 20 metres, directly in front, and he makes no mistake. Collingwood have got 4 on the board. Gavin Brown's first goal is Collingwood's 4th, and they lead 24-1. We've got just under 11 minutes left in the first term.
It's just so critical, really, that second effort tackling in your forward line to pressure the opposition defence, and Gavin Brown is as good as any player in the game at that second effort at the opposition, and putting the pressure on the opposition defence, putting them under pressure, not allowing them to bring the ball out. Great advantage.
Well, the Collingwood fans who took the odds, Collingwood going in as the underdogs, they'd be happy at the moment as the Pies are well on top. Be another ball up near the centre circle. Great start by Collingwood. I'll just hush this one, Lee. I won't mention it loudly. Collingwood have lost their last 7 first-round games in the Ansett Cup over the last 7 years.
Incorrect, Jew, but we'll talk about that later.
Russell to full forward. Punch down to the front. Pitt was there with a chance. Rocker working hard at ground level. Ball up. Clear the air for me.
Well, we beat North Melbourne. Collingwood, beat North Melbourne 2 years ago. But anyway, you're pretty much spot on apart from that.
7 marks to 1, including the mark of the pre-season just about so far from Nathan Buckley. Rocker is working very hard. Miranda for Richmond. Over his shoulder, over half back. On an excellent mark is taken here by Scott Burns.
Burns for Collingwood. He's nearly down to half forward. You wouldn't think he could score from there. Now he goes for the short pass, and an unattended player is Jason Wild. He's marked on his chest, well, a little too easily, you would think, from the opposition coach's point of view. His short pass into the pocket has been marked by Brown. So Collingwood forwards giving the Richmond defenders a bit of the run around early in this match.
Well, they are. That was Wild and Brett Jones, 2 of the real desperados, hard at the ball players, who was drifting into the forward 50, and then, of course, the second option to Gavin Brown. Cute angle, but only 20 metres out.
Brown for his second goal, and the Magpies' 5th. Misses. So the first blemish on the scoreboard as far as the Magpies are concerned. But they lead convincingly at this stage anyway. 4 goals, 1 to 1 behind. And just reiterating, the breeze is blowing to the main scoreboard end. And Wigney giving Harrison a bit of a lead. The kick in gets towards the 50-metre area, taken by Hassel. Number 15 for Richmond is Charles. Hassel's kick in towards centre-half forward, knocked away by the Richmond defence. Gee, that was terrific stuff by Crow. Brown was tackled, kicked away by Naish, out towards the wing. Burns again, just may have taken his eye off it momentarily. Kicked forward by Daffy, no one home for Richmond. And Nathan Buckley has been quite dominant across that half-back line. He's kicking towards the centre. Brett James, he's been a busy player for Collingwood. His kick goes wide. Wild, just a little fumble. Broderick overruns it. In goes Wild to have another go at it. Chance now for Burns again. Across his left shoulder. His kick will land at centre-half forward. Now, Richmond get clear. This is Michael Gale. His kick in towards the middle of the ground. Knights and Kelly. Knights, good tackle. Put some pressure on Kelly. In went Russell. Richmond under all sorts of pressure to try and score their first goal. Buckley's hand pass finds Watson, and Collingwood back towards the wing.
Well, Buckley's had 6 possessions playing on Richardson, who hasn't touched it yet. Richardson back after a knee reconstruction. And there's Richardson for Collingwood getting the hand pass up the ground. The whistle's gone, and it'll be a Collingwood free kick, and it'll come back to Mark Richardson. The tough call for Matthew Richardson, who crunched his knee last year and is having a tough time with Buckley tonight. The kick inside the 50. Rocker very high, couldn't mark. James, number 8, after it. Gets it going Collingwood's way. Broderick sweeps up. Miranda. Boy from the west with a bit of toe. His left footer towards the centre of the ground. It goes past Wigney. It's gathered by Russell for Collingwood. The Pies all over the Tigers at the moment. Wild from 50. Kick smothered. Kellaway did well. Hand pass comes back. Patterson from Kemp. Right in front of goals. James fires out the hand pass. Gavin Brown in the forward pocket. 25 metres from goal. Floats the hand pass. Prescott happy to see it out. And the Tigers can breathe a sigh of relief. They're under siege at the moment.
Yes, plenty of pressure being applied by all Collingwood players. 6.5 minutes left in the first term. Wigney to do the ruck work. Rocker for Collingwood. Wigney gets his hand to it. Chance for James again. And a snapshot for goal is offline. The kick coming from Rocker. Nearly posting his second goal. 25 points is the advantage for Collingwood. Most Richmond defenders have been under pressure. Good sign for the Magpies. Forwards working very hard. Tony Free moving very well.
Freely.
Yes. Harrison's kick in. Lands right on the 50-metre line. Charles makes a contest. Patterson. Nearly taken by James. Prescott. Handball. Kick clear by Kellaway. Mark is taken by Watson. Watson's kick into the pocket. Well done. Punched away there by... This is Tate now. Tate's kick brilliantly smothered off the boot. Not quite as effectively as the player would have wished. Watson. Buckley. Left foot kick by Buckley. Gets good distance. Oh, good mark. Terrific mark at the back. Has been taken there by Pitt. Likely type.
The last player picked in last year's national draft, but he's certainly not a youngster. They often go for the 17-year-olds, but he's a 22-year-old. I think he is. Plays with a few years with Norwood in South Australia, and has always been a player close to getting a chance at league football, but in the Lightning Premiership and with that mark there, he's taken the most of his opportunity.
His shot for goal is good. Stephen Pitt kicks his first goal, and Collingwood get their 5th. And it's pretty much a one-way street at this stage. 5-2 to a point.
No contest at present. Collingwood are just so much harder at the ball, and they just look the half-yard faster. It's just Nathan Buckley coming off half-back, penetrating, long kick in, really, but you get the ball quickly into the forward line. The Richmond defence couldn't get itself balanced, and a good mark by Pitt.
What a scoreline with still over 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Wind-assisted time for Collingwood. Watson in very hard for the ball. Collingwood forward again to the 50. A fumble by Free. The ball spills down to Kemp. He goes for goal and kicks it. Ben Kemp.
The second last player picked in the national draft.
Well, that's amazing. Fancy getting those two. Number 76 and 77 in the draft.
Again from Norwood. About 6 players in the Collingwood jumpers have come ex-Norwood in South Australia. And Kemp and Pitt are 2 of them again this year.
So that would please Ben Kemp, I'm sure. Getting a touch and kicking a goal. 5 minutes left. 6-2 to a point. Free kick. It will go to Richmond. And it'll be taken by Justin Charles. Charles, he goes straight towards goal. Kicks in the direction of Thornborough. Free kick against Kelly. And the umpire indicating that he may have had hold of Thornborough's jumper there. Thornborough with St Kilda on this ground. Kicked something like 6 goals in a match last year.
It's a critical shot, this, when the opposition's 6 goals in front. You've got to get on the scoreboard. Richmond just need to get on the scoreboard to get a goal, just to get themselves a bit of momentum.
Slightly awkward kicking style, but he's done it well. He's kicked a goal for the Tigers. Wayne Thornborough, number 38, kicks Richmond's first goal. Collingwood leads 6-2 to 1-1.
The build-up was a good kick for goal, but when he let out, a defender's got to be so careful that he doesn't give away the free kick. It looked a little soft on the replay, but nevertheless the contact or the grappling was there as Thornborough let at the ball.
Kelly giving away height advantage to Wayne Thornborough. You saw Ross Funky leave the ground for Richmond, replaced by Tawney, because Watson has been dominant on the wing. Russell for Collingwood out of the middle. There's James on all fours. Tackle applied by Kellaway, number 3. Good defence. They've had plenty of practice of defending in the first quarter, Richmond. Dominating the ball, 38 to 21 kicks. Richardson gets the ball out. Hurried kick by Pyman, out towards the forward pocket. Good tackle by Rocker. Gale gets the hand pass. Harrison, left footer, not great distance. Moncourt spoils. Well done, Brown, in between his opponent and the ball. Might have won a free kick, but the umpire is going to ball it up. Watch Gavin Brown here. It's great, isn't it, Lee?
That's what we know of him. He's always hard at the ball, always hard at the ball.
Daffy gets Richmond clear of the wing. His kick towards half forward, nearly picked off by Naish. Tries to tap it clear in the direction of Miranda, and Miranda did well in the finish, couldn't quite gather the football. Brown's tackle, and the player at the bottom, Nick Daffy, not able to clear the area, so the umpire will throw it in the air. Collingwood dominant in most areas. Charles gets it down. Broderick leaves it behind. Pyman in there for Collingwood. A little bit of frustration being shown.
The one bloke who's taken a mark for Richmond, Ben Harrison, the full-back. Normally they just punch the ball, but he's had to take a mark.
Charles over the top, got his hands to it. Naish's hand pass, missed. Knights rebounds to Daffy. Daffy's kick is high, inside 50 metres. Punched away by the Collingwood defence. Brendan Gale. Broderick underneath there. Not clear by Russell. Then kick clear by Crow. Bouncing towards the boundary line. Tony free. Under pressure. Can't really control the football. He's taken it over, but the umpire sees a free kick. It will go to the Richmond captain. He's between wing and right half forward. Having a look at that, well, at the finish, I thought the ball may have been over the boundary line, but the umpire awarding the free kick. Crow well tackled, and a free kick awarded to the Tigers. In trouble was Knights, gets it to Charles. Charles, a snapshot for goal for Richmond, is offline and through for one behind.
I think we saw there the stricter interpretation of the tackle rule. If the player has a chance to get rid of it and he's tackled and loses possession of the ball by neither a kick nor a hand pass, it'll be a free kick. And the advantage didn't quite work out to be advantage.
Kick in by Kelly. He's pinpointed to Krasiska. Has been appointed vice-captain this season, Gavin Krasiska. Kick to centre wing. Well, that was an illegal contest. Free kick will go Richmond's way and to be taken by Brendan Gale. And nowhere near the footy was Alex McDonald, ex-Hawthorn player. This is Tawney, who came on the ground a few minutes ago for Richmond, in between wing and half forward. 2 against 2. The gloves of Kelly couldn't quite take the mark. Hassel to Buckley, who's been outstanding, Nathan Buckley. Moncourt, what a hand pass that was by Buckley. Kicked by Monkey to centre half forward. Terrific contest. Play on, says the umpire. Off the ground goes Tate. And again. Wide to the wing. The game being played at a cracking pace. Good use of the body by Watson. Now he's over it. Umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up.
Shane Watson. And Tawney, there was a good bump by Watson to get rid of Tawney. Ruck contest not really producing much. Pyman gets it to Krasiska. Krasiska's kick towards full forward. Rocker gets rid of Harrison, but he goes back after it and does well. Callaway takes the hand pass. His kick straight to Scott Russell. He's inside 50, run down by Prescott. Gets the kick away to full forward. James is barked. And we'll probably get a starring role somewhere in the movies after that little performance. Not much in that.
Doesn't even need a 50-metre penalty from there.
Oh, dear me. I don't think he'd want to have another look at that. James goes for goal and gets another Collingwood goal. 2 goals for Brett James, and Collingwood in the first term now have kicked 7-2 to Richmond's 1-2.
I think Duncan Callaway back in defence there made a very basic mistake. If you're going to have a wild, quick kick out of defence, you've got to kick it towards the boundary. Never kick it down the back, down the centre of the ground. Of course, really, if it doesn't go to your teammate, it opens it up completely for the opposition, as happened then.
Well, the Collingwood fans ecstatic. 7-2 to 1-2. Charles wins in the middle. Russell for Collingwood round the corner. Tapped on by Brown. Comes back to Charles. He gains ground for the Tigers. Buckley again. Top game by Buckley. 9 possessions in the first quarter. There's the siren. Collingwood a mile on top. They did have the breeze, but it wasn't worth 6 goals. And Tony Shaw will be wrapped with the performance of Collingwood in the first quarter.
Well, they were fantastic, and I think you see Nathan Buckley, who's pushed to the half-back line. It seems more and more players. We see Chris Grant at Footscray, even North Melbourne with Wayne Carey. It's such a springboard of attack, the half-back line, and the real key to a player like Nathan Buckley is he's basically playing on someone else, so he can't have the very negative tagging role applied to him. And just reading the play, floating around a bit, he dispatched Matthew Richardson. He was shifted to the full forward line because Buckley was so dominant, and I think Mark Neeld has come out partly, I would suspect, to play almost a defensive role across half forward because Buckley's penetration at half back has just been, well, a small part of the reason because Collingwood really were dominant everywhere.
Well, new-looking Guernseys for pre-season, but they've been a blur all over the field. Fantastic. The Pies 7-2-44, Richmond 1-2-8.
And I thank you for 100 years.
Robert Ferguson Retrovision, your electrical plumbing store, offer relaxed, friendly shopping with competitive prices. The Marble Trend SE13 shower cabinet with moulded soap holder, $4.99. The timeless design of the Gloucester will complement any bathroom decor at only $4.99. And for old-fashioned elegance, the 965mm Carlton is only $5.99. Purchase a Dorf Majestic or El Toro tap package and receive a toothbrush holder free. Robert Ferguson Retrovision, Launceston, Devonport and Burnie.
I woke up at about 5:30 to the smoke alarm.
Everything's just black and charcoal.
There's nothing left. Good morning, TGIO. The insurance assessor came down about, within the hour from the time we rang TGIO. Just said, don't worry about it.
He just took control at that time. We sort of didn't have to worry about anything after that. It was good. It makes you think, you know, you're more than just a policy. They do care.
With your Ford dealer's new cash plan, you can drive a new car without breaking the bank. New Laser LXI is only $13,500 cash down with no repayments for 2 years. That's right, reliable, economical 1.6-litre Laser, only $13,500 down, and after 2 years you get 3 great options. Ask your Ford dealer about our other cash plan offers today and turn your cash into a new car. That's why Ford's in front.
I think you're pretending.
Well, my colleagues didn't think I was good enough, so they got rid of me. Maybe if you put him back.
Why not?
You are all pretenders.
That's part of the job. I mean, an alternative Prime Minister is expected to know it well. I think I may have misled some of the listeners.
Pretenders get caught.
Bye-bye.
In the end.
Authorised by Gary Gray for the Australian Labor Party, Canberra.
David Jason returns Friday in a new series premiere.
What's the question?
Australia's favourites, still enjoyed by 40 million British viewers.
What's something else?
He's killing us!
A Touch of Frost, 8:30 Friday on Southern Cross.
A magnificent opening quarter for Collingwood, 7-2-44 to Richmond, 1-8. The multiple goal scorer has been Brett James, who kicked 2 in the first quarter. Still to come in the Ansett Australia Cup, Saturday afternoon from Canberra on Election Day. It's the Sydney Swans against North Melbourne from the Bruce Stadium. And at night, Carlton and Essendon, and they'll play, the winner of that game plays the winner of tonight's game on the eve of the Grand Prix in Melbourne. So what a setup that is for the AFL. Well, look at the stats in the first quarter and how dominant Collingwood were. And it's just amazing, the marks were 15-2, Lee. You ever seen anything like that?
Well, I mean, Richmond just couldn't get the ball. I mean, Collingwood were just better in every facet of the game and got it on the scoreboard, which is equally as important. They finished off as well. And I think a 7-goal quarter with Severio Rocker only kicking 1, that's always a good sign, something I'm sure Tony Shaw would be pleased with.
Down on the boundary line, here's Dipper.
Yeah, thanks very much, Drew. Well, Robert Walls didn't waste any time to talk to his players. He's very upset about the centre bounces at the moment because Collingwood absolutely dominated in the centre there. And I've played against Gavin Brown many, many times, Drew, and I've got to tell you, we all know that his second efforts and third efforts just gives a lot of confidence for the players around him. And, well, a luxury for Collingwood to have him playing next to Rocker down there. The one thing about Collingwood at the moment, they are hunting in 2s and 3s. Now, we say that about football, but it's a very disciplined a part of the game to do that. And I've noticed Collingwood are beating Richmond at their own game. They're tackling the pressure, which allows Richmond every time they get the ball just to kick it up in the air. But we do expect Richmond to come back here.
Well, it's going to take a big effort from the Tigers. They do have the breeze at their back in this second term. So away we go. Monkhorst and Watson knocking it forward. Buckley. James. Shot for goal by James is offline. It's knocked over for a boundary throw-in in the left forward pocket. It may have been Patterson, was it, that knocked it forward? Not called Buckley.
It was Gavin Brown.
Brown, was it?
Decided not to take possession, knocked into the path of Brett James coming through.
Richardson doing the ruck work with Wigney. And the ball beats both players. Michael Gale. Good contest provided by Watson. Ball spills out towards Prescott. He's good pressure applied, but not fairly, according to the umpire. And Prescott will take the free kick for Richmond at right half back.
His kick up towards centre wing. Wigney goes high and takes the mark. They've been few and far between for the Tigers. Stuart Wigney, ex-Footscray and Sydney. Up towards half forward. Buckley knocks the ball away from Richardson, who just can't get into the game. Daffy for the Tigers to full forward. Ball's got too much carry. Here comes Kelly. Boundary line will do him. Worried out of it by Gale. Neeld is there. Loses it in a good bone-jarring tackle by McDonald. And the ball out of play, and we'll have a throw-in. I think Alex McDonald enjoyed himself during the Lightning Premiership. And let's hope he has a revived career in different colours after his stint at Hawthorn. Gale knocks it towards goal. Naish. They need this. It's not bad. Gee, just offline. Behind.
Speaking of Alex McDonald, he was a very high up in the draft pickings too, wasn't he? Number 1.
He was one of those number 1s who found the title a bit hard to carry, I think.
They have been infamous, haven't they, for one reason or another. This is Russell kicking the ball back towards the centre of the ground. The mark is taken by Hassel. Johnny Hassel kicks it wide out towards the wing. Bit of space out there for Nathan Buckley. Tawney, but Buckley gets around him a little too easily. He's kicking towards the centre half forward area. Wild is at the bottom of the pack. Kicks quickly. Not all that effectively. James gets it back to Krasiska. Inside 50, Krasiska goes for goal. And misses off to the left and through for another behind to the Magpies. Could have been a terrific start for the second term for them. They've kicked 2 behinds. 7-3, one behind and one out of bounds. Harrison for Richmond to bring it back in. Goes to the far side. Not a bad crowd here at Waverley. Up under the eaves where it may be a little warmer. 50 metres from the Collingwood goal. Mark Richardson endeavouring to clear the pack there was young Kemp. Unsuccessful. The umpire calls for a bounce as Brett James picks himself up. Richardson again, high over the top. Kemp gets the ball clear. Now the opportunity is with Patterson. He's kicked towards full forward. It goes to the back. Rocker hits the post. 4th behind to the Magpies. They lead 7-4 to 1-3. Watson and Robert Walls. Gee whiz, he'll be using that telephone a bit.
As Collingwood doing all this into the breeze in the second quarter. Robert Walls, who invented the huddle at centre-half back for kick-ins. And he's used it pretty well there with Richmond. And it was Tape who broke away, rather Kellaway, who broke away from centre-half back to get right back to the back pocket. Kick by Kellaway now for distance outside the 50. On course missed with his punch. It goes to Knights. Running past on the inside is Tawney. His kick to centre-half forward. Not a great kick. Didn't help the forwards much. First back there is McDonald. Straight for the line. Had to be pretty deliberate, but the umpire calls for the boundary throw-in. The breeze, not the gale that blew during the Lightning Premiership, and it did rain about half an hour before tonight's game, but we haven't had any rain actually during play.
Gale and Kelly, and the umpires picked a free kick out, and it will go to Kelly and Brendan Gale, blue with the umpire. So he'll get a 50-metre penalty.
That's the new rule, the 50-metre penalty for abusive language. Last year he probably would have been reported, or maybe he wouldn't have been reported. That's a 50-metre penalty, I think, simpler for an umpire than laying a report.
Kelly is nearly up to the wing. His kick will land close to centre-half forward. Rebounds back to Naish. Throws it onto his right foot pretty quickly. Back towards centre-half forward for Richmond. Punched away by the Collingwood defence. Kick forward. Here's a chance for Richardson. Little kick off the ground. Oh, I think it may have gone over. No, it's hit the post. Gee whiz, that was spinning close to the line. But that goal umpire very close. Decides that a behind shall be registered. Have a look at this. And, ooh, gee whiz, that must have been very, very close to over the line. 46-10, Collingwood lead. Buckley for the Magpies.
That was Matthew Richardson's first kick, though, since round 8 last year. The poster. Centering kick by Buckley. Dropped by Tape. Kellaway. Tape again. Look at Gavin Brown. He's a marvel. Forces the ball up. Collingwood skipper, who was married in the off-season. Umpire's going to throw the ball in the air. A lot of players around this. Snap for goal's not bad. Pitt. Offliner behind.
Stephen Pitt in the picture there. He's kicked a goal for the Magpies. Patterson off the ground at the moment. 7-5 to 1-4 Collingwood lead. So still Richmond goalless in this second term. Harrison, now he's being told by the umpire to hurry it up, and he kicks it wide. Oh, terrific leap and mark by Mark Richardson. Short pass, too short, and Tony Free dives on it. And marks in front of Ahmat. Handball wide to Michael Gale. Short kick, Charles. Gives it to the run of Broderick. Well done again by Mark Richardson. Well, I thought that was pretty good by the big fella. But the umpire sees it as holding the man, and the free kick will go to Broderick. He plays on quickly in the centre of the ground. Whitney is unmarked. He's able to run clear and then kick Richmond inside their 50-metre area. Collingwood get back. McDonald's hand pass. Russell just running across that full back line. His kick is good. very much to the advantage there of Brett James. James's kick is exactly the opposite. Puts Pitt under a bit of pressure. Well done there by Tate, and he should be awarded the free kick. He will be. And without interfering with the play with the ball, Jamie Tate comes up with the free kick.
Again, Pitt had the opportunity, didn't get rid of it, and was free kicked accordingly.
Up towards half forward, and Buckley's in there again, fighting hard. Grabbed by Tawney of Richmond. A high ball. Gale was there. Miranda for Richmond. Puts it out in front. Neeld interfered with before the ball got there, but it's coming back. It's a free kick to Miranda, who was put down in the act of kicking, and Miranda will have a shot for goal from about 50.
I think you can see the rustiness in Matthew Richardson. He went to a sort of leap for that mark in the previous contest and basically was up before the ball got there. He just needs match play and confidence in his body.
Looking for Richmond's second goal of the night, Mark Miranda. Way to the right. 4 behind. So they haven't been able to make any inroads even with the breeze. There's Darren Gasper on the right-hand side, the expensive recruit grabbed in the pre-season draft. Haven't seen him get a run yet.
Kelly's kick in is precise. Krasiska is marked outside 50 metres. His kick is also precision. Watson. And another brilliant kick by the Collingwood midfielder. And this is taken by Crowe. Crowe is forward of the wing in Collingwood's attacking half. His kick will land close to centre half forward. Up high was Richardson, couldn't take the mark. This is Broderick for the Tigers. Long left foot kick, not really to Richmond's advantage. Krasiska may mop it up, helped out by Watson. Watson gets back, provides the hand pass for McDonald. He backs himself, then the short pass into the middle of the ground. Punched away there by Tawney, picked up by Neeld. Quick left foot snap by Neeld has been marked by Thornborough. He's 50 metres from goal. Now he plays on, hooks the kick in trying to get the required distance, and inaccuracy on behalf of Richmond. They get their 6th behind. 1-6 plays 7-5. And
very poor bit of play that by Thornborough. He had basically the snapshot from the 50-metre line, kicked straight over Matthew Richardson's head, who was standing in between him and the goals, probably 20 metres from any Collingwood player.
Craig Kelly, big guns are back tonight, many of whom didn't play in the Lightning Premiership. Kelly towards the outer side. Clears the 50. Moncourse from behind, outnumbered 2-1. Got the ball out of bounds.
I think the trend of play has changed. Richmond are right in the game now, but they're 6 goals behind. Whether they can make that margin up, well, that's what the game will tell us. But in general play, now things are fairly even, Stevens.
Just under 13 minutes remaining to half-time. Ruck interference, no whistle on the play. Ball paddled out. It was a bit of a throw, I thought, and the umpire saw it that way. Collingwood free kick. Broderick. Yep. That wasn't a handball. Burns.
So Collingwood get the ball out towards the wing. Wigney, Brown. Brown's hand pass to Krasiska. Down the boundary line. And Aaron James couldn't control the football. Started on the bench. One of the players Collingwood will be looking at to improve, I'm sure, to give them just another little bit of flavour around the ground. Mark Richardson, number 3. Wigney for Richmond goes to the front. Brown gets it back to Kemp, backs himself with a little bit of pace, then throws it onto his left foot. He's kicked towards half forward. Tate misses it. Brett James, desperate stuff shown by Harrison, crashes his way through and then kicks it out wide. The race is on now. Russell and Knights. Russell's hand pass to his own advantage. Keeps his footing. Good shepherd provided. And unfortunately, Johnny Hassel, who was the shepherding player, not advantaged by the bounce, and the boundary umpire will throw it in about 65 to 70 metres from the Collingwood goal. Brett James, 7 kicks, 6 handballs and 2 goals. Richmond defence across half-back, under a bit of pressure. Well done by Burns. Watson back to Burns. A little fortuitous. The kick will land, and half-forward Kemp nearly took the mark. Michael Gale, gee, that was a bit risky. Now Miranda. In a little bit of strife here is Mark Miranda, able to get his right foot to it, but he's going to get a free kick. He is at left half-back for the Tigers. Plays on. Michael Gale. Little kick by Michael Gale has been marked by Charles. Justin Charles still not up to the wing.
Here's kick to centre half forward. Juggled by Thornborough. The umpire paid the free kick, not the mark. Thornborough a fair way out. Breeze at his back. We're almost halfway through the quarter. It's been a goalless quarter. Richmond have kicked 4 behinds and Collingwood 3. Here's Matthew Richardson. Kelly gets into him. Richardson gets into Kelly. Eye for an eye. Hand pass by Watson. Bit slick for James, but he recovers. Good movement of the ball. Hit for Collingwood. Aaron James, wearing Michael Christian's old number, number 21. The kick by James to centre half forward. Wild, can't take the mark. The ex-New South Wales player recovers, fires out the hand pass, but it's intercepted. Prescott flung to the ground. Harrison's been okay. Here's kick to centre wing. Miranda, a good mark in front position. Well, the Tigers have steadied the ship, but just can't get the score on the board.
Miranda playing on quickly from centre wing. His kick will land near the 50-metre line. No, it won't. It'll be marked by Krasiska. Handball over the top to Buckley. Buckley gets 45 to 50 metres along the wing. Nearly the mark taken by Richardson. It was a great leap from behind. Michael Gale there to pick up the crumbs. Takes a little bit of a risk, but it'll come off because the mark has been taken by Whitney just wide of centre half back. He's looked to play on, being called that way. Kicks with his left foot, gets good distance, but the mark taken at the back by Buckley. Arrogant Nathan Buckley.
Richmond have improved in most parts of the ground, but the Collingwood defence is still well on top, so the scoreboard isn't really ticking over for them.
14 possessions to Nathan Buckley. The ball not clear. Aaron James, tackled by Callaway, gets the handball away. Mark Richardson doing well across half forward. Russell, left foot snapshot by Scott Russell, is just offline and scores a behind for the Magpies. So 9.5 minutes left in the second term. Jamie Tape to kick in. Magpies lead by 6 goals. That was the margin at quarter time, and it remains that way. Gasper now for his first run in Tiger colours.
Talk about the weight of #1 draft pick. What about $275,000 for a transfer fee? On he comes for his first run. Down goes Wigney. Mark Richardson after this. Well done by Broderick. It was Callaway following up.
It's an enormous effort by Callaway. That's what Richmond needed. He made the extra yard, Callaway, just to make the contest and make it a baller.
Collingwood still out handballing Richmond this quarter in a ratio of about 2 to 1. Wigney, clean bowled, put the middle stump back in. There's Gavin Brown over the ball. The umpire will ball it up.
Well, that happens because of the pressure being applied by the Collingwood players, doesn't it? That fumble by Wigney.
Talk about middle stump. His brother plays Sheffield Shield cricket for South Australia. A scramble near the boundary line and eventually out for a boundary throw-in. And those Wigney boys both come from dairy country. Lee and Gaffer.
Not far away from Wonthaggi. It probably doesn't mean anything to you, but that's where I came from for a little bit of trivia. Monkhorst doing the ruck work. Chris Naish, he's been a little quiet. Kick back to the centre of the ground. Gaspar nearly into the action. Krasiska providing the pressure. James and Tawney, and the umpire will throw it in the air once again.
Did you milk a few cows?
I saw a few of them, but we'll leave it at that. Ruckman go at it again, wide of the centre. Oh, up high was Charles too early. And a free kick will go to Monkhorst. That looked fairly straightforward. Damien Monkhorst. Short kick is okay. Taken by Kemp. Kemp's kick towards full forward, but it's Jamie Tape, the reliable Richmond defender, gets the hand pass to Gale. Gale goes to Harrison. Harrison's kick. Looking for Callaway. Kicked off the ground by Free, back towards the middle of the ground. Knights, they need him to do a little more. He's kicking towards the middle, and that mark has been taken by Tawney. He looks to play on. Little cramped when he was forced to kick towards full forward. The ball spills to the back. Richardson just looks completely out of sorts. Burns gets the handball to Buckley. Buckley assesses the situation and then transfers play to the opposite side of the ground. That really is a magnificent kick. He found Krasiska. His kick in the direction of Crow, able to recover his position. Then gets it back to Krasiska, under a bit of pressure. Gets the ball back to the wing, but a good mark taken by Tawney for the Tigers.
Just over 7 minutes remaining to half-time, and still the Tigers can't get a goal in this second quarter. But either can Collingwood. The ball's punched out of bounds. Pies still lead at 7-1 after a brilliant opening quarter, but it's been a goalless second term. Brett James sitting down for Collingwood in the middle there. He kicked 2 first-quarter goals. It's 7-6 to 1 goal 6. Justin Charles, who replaced Deere pretty early in the first quarter. Monkhorst. Hyman there, number 7. The umpire says no. Justin Charles, give it to me, I'll ball it up. Robert Pyman, ex-North Melbourne player, who managed just 16 games in 3 years at North.
Just a ball up at the 50-metre line for Richmond. Kick off the ground, finishes with Hassel. Under pressure, Brendan Gale. Back onto his left foot. Terrific tackle. Magnificent tackle applied by Hassel. And he wrapped Brendan Gale up like you wouldn't know. Have a look at this.
Not much peripheral vision there. Didn't see him coming.
Well, a free kick is being awarded to Richmond. And it's Justin Charles. Not quite up to the 50-metre line. He's about 62 metres from goal. Short pass, lands with Watson. So one wonders in what direction that was supposed to go, because it hit Watson right on the chest. Centre half-back, Shane Watson. Kick towards the wing, and the chest mark taken by Buckley. Plays on quickly. Geez, creative with his kicking ability. That one not quite so good. Callaway able to defend grandly for Richmond. Hand pass over the top. Finds Naish. Oh, gee whiz, Brendan Gale really wasn't awake up to that. Buckley does well. And gets his right foot kick away. Down towards half forward. Mark Richardson. Free kick again. And it may go to Collingwood against Matthew Knights. And it will go to Mark Richardson.
Robbo, Buckley, 17 possessions. And we've got 5.5 minutes to half-time.
Monkhorst having a spell. Close to half-time. Mark Richardson with the football. Rocker provides the lead. Mark Richardson goes long. Rocker gets back. Couldn't take the mark. Harrison taped. Gasper. Hand pass. Not quite on Prescott's chest. Hassel does well. Naish the tackler. A contest at centre half forward for Collingwood. Harrison in the middle of the action. So is Broderick. Now kick clear by Free, but only as far as Watson. Watson marks and then plays on quickly. Kicks it into the half forward area where the mark has been taken by Aaron James. James kicks into the pocket. Probably could have centred that a little bit better. Mark taken by Charles for the Tigers. 4.5 minutes left in the second term.
Richmond towards the outer side. Wigney. Short one. Daffy just gets there. Goes long, but just blazed away. It bounces for Tawney. Well played by Crow, who's been a good player for Collingwood. Play on, says the umpire. The kick towards the 50. And Charles in front. Been a change in the ruck division. Deer's back on, but Charles has stayed on for the Tigers. Gale went off. There's Deer. Ball close to out of bounds, and over the line it goes. And Brendan Gale not too happy with being benched either by the look of that face. He gave away a 50-metre penalty for a bit of a mouth-off during this second quarter. And the scoreboard has hardly ticked over. We haven't had a goal, and we've only got 4 minutes to go to half-time. No goals in this second term.
Just 4 behinds each. Pyman overruns it. Cleared by Burns to Buckley. Buckley's kick towards the forward line. Kemp knocks it forward for his own advantage. Callaway does well. Gee, so does this little fella. And Callaway infringes. Kemp takes the free kick.
It's been very impressive, Kemp. I suppose it doesn't matter where he was drafted. He's been impressive. He's been very good.
A bargain basement buy, you'd have to say.
Been, yes.
A little deft touch with the outside of his hand.
Yes,
That was beauty.
I could see your eyes light up when that happened. Kemp from 40 metres, slight angle. Just didn't quite get it. Rocker has taken the mark in the square. Well, a big fellow with very much presence in the Collingwood forward line, Severio Rocker. And he really should kick this goal. He's only 3 or 4 metres out, and the angle not all that difficult. Kicks for goal and gets his second.
Yes, I think one thing that we know that Severio Rocker does extremely well is if he's able to float across the pack and be able to jump unimpeded by opposition body contact, he has got a very great extension, great height, great leap. Very hard to stop that. But that was a good bit of play by Kemp. There was a time not to take possession, and that was it. And got the free kick accordingly.
Matthew Richardson now on the bench for the Tigers, and interestingly so is Ben Kemp, who was the one who set up that goal for Collingwood and straight away was benched by Tony Shaw. But Richmond into attack. Here's Charles. He's caught high. Free kick right in front, 35 metres from goal.
That's the problem with that centre bounce situation even prior to that. Just a desperate lunge and a high tackle. But the centre bounce prior to that, Damien Monkhurst, of course, has been rested, and Mark Richardson's gone into the ruck. And Richardson will give much more mobility, but won't be quite as effective in those centre bounce ruck contests. And the Dia Palm tonight set up this bit of play to get it into the Richmond forward zone.
Justin Charles was terrific in the Lightning Premiership. And he kicks the Tigers' first goal this quarter. He's the sort of bloke who can inspire the team. He'll carry on and make sure that everybody knows he kicked the goal.
That's really where players can be over-aggressive, and I think sort of Craig Kelly probably did then. If a player's lying on the ball at ground level, you can't attack him too hard because the chances are, one of your arms will catch him high, which happened in that case. You've really got to think your way into the contest and not be over-aggressive in that point.
Being over-aggressive with his tongue too, I'd suggest, after kicking that goal. Overrun by Burns. Richmond get it forward again. McDonald goes back and finds some space. Somehow, Pyman back onto his right foot. Kicks in towards the middle of the ground. Chance for James. He grabs the ball and he's tackled by Callaway. He's caught holding it. Well done by Duncan Callaway. Gets the hand pass away. Broderick from centre half back goes short and finds Matthew Knights. Close to the middle of the ground. Now he plays on, kicks it wide. It's a good kick, and it finds Sullivan, who is 50 metres from goal, and an opportunity for Richmond's third goal, which is desperately needed. Just over a minute left in the first half. Chris Sullivan, formerly with Melbourne, his kick for goal is close, and that's a mark, I would think. Charles has been paid, has he? No, it's a behind. So the mark taken behind the line, a behind scored by Chris Sullivan.
Importantly, Matthew Knights has had a couple of important touches, and when he gets the ball, Richmond look their most dangerous.
In the last minute of the first half, Watson marks behind half-back. Richmond have had more of the play in this quarter, but haven't been able to narrow the gap to any large degree. That ball just about thrown out to Gale. Play on rules the umpire. Daffy's kicked it backwards. And just as well for him, it went out. Boundary throw in. Nick Daffy, who was the leading goal kicker last year with 45 goals. didn't kick too many goals by kicking them backwards. Mark Richardson in the ruck, wins it. But Broderick for Richmond finds Knights. Even one more goal will be handy. Long kick by Deere on the run inside the 50. Man in front takes the mark. Sullivan again.
Have to move it quick. There's only 20 seconds left. He's not to know that, of course.
We've had only one goal each in this second quarter. If Sullivan can get one more.
Again, Matthew Knights initiated or was involved in that bit of play. And Sullivan a couple of times has played in front, importantly, and as the ball drops short, the front position is the spot where the percentages say you should be.
Need to be one of his best kicks. About 50 metres out. It is a good kick. Oh, beauty! After the siren at half-time, a much-needed goal for the Tigers. Well, that'll be something for Robert Walls to yahoo about at half-time.
Well, I think it is important that a goal after the siren gives a terrific morale boost, I think, because the side that kicks it obviously goes off having immediately had that little bit of success. But Collingwood really have been a much better side and have got a really significant lead. But I think that last goal just gives Richmond that little bit more hope, certainly much more than just merely the 6 points that the kick gave them.
So the players go off at half-time to regroup here. Collingwood having dominated the first quarter with the breeze, and they got a big lead. They led by 6 goals at quarter-time. Richmond pegged them back, but not by much. And the margin's now 29 points at half-time. It's Collingwood 8-6-54, Richmond 3-7-25.
Thank you for the laughter, and I thank you for the tears, and I thank you just for helping us to overcome our fears.
The birthday party. Was it? Yes. Really? It was a good night, wasn't it?
Oh, wasn't it? Great. No, oh, not another power failure.
No.
Thank goodness for the gas.
When all else fails, you can rely on gas. Gas prices are down and there are no hidden charges. We'll stay with gas from the Gas Shop. The Gas Shop, Charles Street, Launceston and Formby Road, Devonport.
Oh no, the Magna run-out sale started. With great deals on Magnus sedan. And to make way for new models, Mitsubishi dealers are running them out fast. But if I don't get out of here soon, they'll have run out altogether. Because with deals this good, they're not going to stop for anyone!
The Magna run-out sale is on now. Catch it while you can.
I've got one simple message for Paul Keating. Enough is enough. This Saturday, you can send the same message. Let him know that our economy, our way of life, our hopes for the future have suffered enough. Our standard of living is eroding and Paul Keating doesn't offer any hope that the future will be any better. Let him know enough is enough. This Saturday, please give me your #1 vote and deliver the message.
Authorised by P. Gutwin for the Liberal Party, Launceston.
Experience the velvet caress of Ranieri, and all else will disappear. Ranieri, the renaissance of real ice cream.
Feeling sad? Cheer yourself up with 12.5% off all marked prices tomorrow from 8:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. Your friends will be envious of the no deposit lay-by. So if you're scared of wasting money and want to stay in the black, get into Target. We're ready when you are.
The fact is, the more you look into GIO Australia, the more you see. At first glance, we're the nation's largest general insurer. But look further. GIO also offers a better choice for home loans. Over 200,000 turn to GIO for investments. And for business, we're financing or insuring thousands of enterprises. With over $10 billion in assets under management, GIO Australia is well placed to look after your financial security too. And that's the way it ought to be.
The bargains are at Chicken Feed. Lego's Bolognese sauce, $1 a jar. Autumn flower bulbs, $6.95 a pack. A new range of DT brown seeds, $1. And this week's Doorbuster foldable workbench is only $39. And it's all at Chicken Feed.
At the last election, if you voted for one of these Labor members, you didn't vote for tax increases, did you? Yes, you did, because they did. And you didn't vote to increase the Medicare levy, did you? Sorry, yes, you did, because they did. And you didn't vote to increase the petrol excise or the sales tax on cars, did you? Yes, you did, because they did.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Authorised by A. Rob for the Liberal Party, Canberra.
Southern Cross Nightly News.
Still the leader. Don't tell me he's going to win it again. He's still in front, Free Beer. He's won it back to back. And Free Beer goes on to win the cup.
Nobody knows news like we do.
Aussie rules, I thank you for the best years of our lives. All those magic sunny Saturdays, there were no better days in our lives. Thank you for the laughter, and I thank you for the tears, and I thank you just for helping us to overcome our fears. And I thank you for 100
Some great highlights there from years gone by. Well, the Tigers wasted their opportunities with the breeze in that second quarter and managed just 2 goals 5 in the second term to Collingwood's 1 goal 4. So the margin's back to 29 points, but it could have been so much closer for Richmond. Collingwood 8-6, leading Richmond 3 goals 7. Well, once again, a regular segment will be Crosses Live to Scott Palmer. Now, I haven't spoken to you since last footy season, Scotty. Where have you been, in the sun?
I've been waiting to get the smell of the liniment in my nose, Drew, and it's around now.
And a bit of a suntan, I see.
A little bit of a suntan, yes. Spent a bit of time up at Surfers.
Now, there's all sorts of things going on in football, but, well, we know what the problems with football north of the border, but what about local AFL clubs and soccer teams?
Soccer's the new name going around the AFL at the moment, and while the league have asked a couple of clubs to please explain their interest, one club, Collingwood, expects to hear on March 9 that it's been admitted as one of the 16 clubs in the National Soccer League. They're already confident about this because they're going to see some lighting experts about floodlighting Old Victoria Park. They reckon they can do it without even disturbing the neighbourhood cat, Drew.
Will they go in the black and white verticals? They're pretty famous colours in soccer. Juventus.
It'll be yellow, black and white, but apparently Essendon and Carlton are right in there too. They could all be admitted because the Soccer League looked like admitting 4 new clubs for 86. One will come from Perth. There's 3 left.
Now, there's other big plans for Victoria Park. They're going to, well, honour their legends.
It's an amazing fact, too. They get so many requests out there at Victoria Park, and even some as recently as last week, from people who want to scatter their loved ones' ashes on the famous ground. In the Peter Dacos pocket, on the Bobby Rose Centre. They really love the Victoria Park. I'm not too sure they'll handle soccer being played on it, Drew.
And I see during the week there was cricket being played on it while Collingwood were trying to train for football.
Tony Shaw very upset about that. You know it's football when the coaches start complaining about cricket.
That's right. Now, I believe that Hawthorn can smile at last.
Yeah, they can breathe easier now because Chris Langford's going to catch a plane down from Sydney on Friday night, and he's going to play in the second of 2 practice matches for the Hawks against Melbourne. It's good news because a lot of people were suspect about Chris making a return, but he's going to be there at full back, and he mightn't have... Stewie Leigh mightn't have got those 8 goals had he been there last week.
Yeah, absolutely. But the news not so good at Melbourne. I reckon Neil Barr must have walked under a ladder.
Continue to get the woes down at D-Land. Gary Lyons got more back problem, a sciatic nerve in the back that he had last year. And Sean Charles has just returned from Adelaide where he had a pin taken out of his wrist. And, of course, the Formula 1 cars are just starting to rev up down there. And the Ds don't know whether they'll be able to get into the ground, park their car or use the gym.
Now, there's one thing. There's been a game change over the weekend because of a cricket commitment at the Gabba. Will Barry Stoneham be playing for Geelong?
Well, we don't know as yet. Now, Barry's asked him 3 months ago about whether he could get to a work conference up there in Indonesia. He thought the game was being played a little earlier than this, but it's now been delayed to the Monday, and if there's a washout, it could be even the Tuesday. But we don't know, but it looks like Barry might miss the game if it feels he's interfering with his work commitments.
Oh, well, I suppose to promote the game up there is one thing. Scotty, we'll hear from you regularly during the season.
And
nice to talk to you, mate.
Don't forget to keep on punching, Drew.
I won't forget that. Good on you. Scott Palmer. Now, this season is the centenary of the AFL. The footy record is a tradition, and it's bigger and better than ever this year.
Which of these men has been the most influential in football over 100 years? How have the 12 legends changed the game? Who have been the most loved players of all time? What will footy be like in 100 years? Those questions are pondered in the centenary souvenir edition of the AFL Football Record, celebrating 100 years of the world's greatest game. $5 at all news agencies. It's a collector's item.
Yes, all you need to know about all the clubs, a terrific edition, the centenary edition of the Footy Record. Dipper couldn't get into the rooms here at half-time, so we'll take a short break and be back with Leigh Matthews to dissect Collingwood's play from the first half.
You were always there on Saturday, give meaning to our lives, and I thank you for 100 years.
With your Ford dealer's new cash plan, you can drive a new car without breaking the bank. New Mondeo is only $13,500 cash down with no repayments for 2 years. That's right, Mondeo, the car taking Europe by storm, only $13,500 down, and after 2 years you get 3 great options. Ask your Ford dealer about our other cash plan offers today and turn your cash into a new car. That's why Ford's in front.
I woke up at about 5:30 to the smoke alarm.
Everything's just black and charcoal.
There's nothing left.
Good morning, TGIO.
The insurance assessor came down about, within the hour from the time we rang TGIO. Just said, don't worry about it.
He just took control at that time. We sort of didn't have to worry about anything after that. It was good. It makes you think, you know, you're more than just a policy. They do care.
There's a new commitment at today's Hydro. A commitment to serving our business customers even better. In an atmosphere of national change, we're working hard to respond to the different needs of all our customers, on time, every time, and in a friendly, courteous manner. Today, and in the years to come, that's the Hydro's promise to you.
I'm growing fonder of everything. To me, the winter is like the spring, and it's no wonder I'm growing fonder of you. Yes, you.
Get me paper we can rely on. Yes, sir.
Set reliable. Reflex.
Good. For all your office equipment, always rely on Reflex.
Better get some more then. Jump to it.
I've been Prime Minister for 4 years now, and Australians have achieved a lot in that short time. We set out to deliver 500,000 new jobs, and we actually delivered 700,000, with 500,000 coming from small business. And we're about to extend Medicare to cover such things as dentistry.
It was absolutely magnificent. I mean, they were just so hard at the ball. It looked like every one of the Collingwood players was half a yard faster, and they got the score on the board and got that 6-goal lead, and things have been a bit even Steven since then, but Richmond have only just marginally pegged back that first 20-minute burst.
I think everyone rates Damien Monkhorst as one of the best big men in the caper, and his duels with Greg Deere and Justin Charles.
I think what we see here is the fact that Greg Deere's a left-handed ruckman. We'll have a look at that incident again, I think, and he's jumping into his left side, and Monkey being right-handed, but he's going left-handed. It's sapping Deere's main strengths, and James Manson, new Collingwood ruck coach, seems like the type of tactics that he used against Simon Madden way back a few years ago when you've got a right-hander against a left-handed ruckman, but well thought out and well executed.
Well, how do you see Nathan Buckley's performance? I know he's a great midfielder, he's a tremendous kick of the ball, but back in defence tonight?
Well, I think what we're seeing, I mean, this is a fantastic mark. I don't know about the hands on the shoulders. That was a shades of Warwick Capper a few years ago. But he's playing halfback in the manner of the McKennas and the Hinkleys, where the opposition coaches think seriously of having a defensive half forward, because half-backs can get so much of the ball. It's such a penetrating line. I mean, he's had almost 20 possessions, and he's mainly kicked the ball long, which I think suits his style.
You wouldn't mind being on the end of some of his kicks, though,
well, he kicks it long. I think when he tries to kick it short, he can be a little bit inaccurate, but he was kicking it long and very penetrating.
And precision.
Yeah.
A couple of the lower draft choices last year, Kemp and Pitt.
Well, they've both been good. Pitt's taken one very good strong mark. Kemp got this free kick. I think what we see here is what the opposition can't allow Rocker to do. He's the 6'4", 6'5", and with the big leap, if he gets a clear jump at that ball floating into the goal square, he takes a good percentage of those, and that was an example of what he does very well.
Well, I know it's been pretty one-sided, so we better show a little bit of the Tigers. Matthew Knights is a key player for them.
Well, I think late in that second quarter, he started to get a few key possessions. I mean, this is really... not so much he set it up. I mean, the free kick came to Charles, but he got 2 or 3 key possessions in that last 5 or 10 minutes. And if Matthew Knights is getting the ball, getting a bit of space, he sets the play up so well. At Richmond always look at their most dangerous.
And they also need some better performances from some of their more experienced players.
Yes, well, their defence sort of picked up a little bit. I mean, and both defences were on top. What we see here is really a classic defensive error by Duncan Callaway. If you're going to have a quick kick out of defence, it's got to go out towards the boundary line. You can't kick it anywhere near the centre corridor because this can happen. If it goes to an opposition player and it's a 50-50 whether it does, then really they're in the scoring position. And that was a very good player, Duncan Callaway, but I thought that was a pretty bad error of judgment.
Well, Collingwood lead at half-time by 29 points, but there's still plenty of football left in this match. Come back after the break and see if the Tigers can get back into it.
I can still remember when I first saw the game. Remember just how good the feeling was. I was never quite the same.
Robert Ferguson Retrovision, your electrical plumbing store, offer relaxed, friendly...
Place. I mean, if the Richmond fullback has got the ball in the goal square, all these C's out here are Collingwood players. There's 12 of them. The only 6 Collingwood players not in this part of the ground are up in the defensive area. And basically they're playing a zone. This player's covering that part of the ground, just if I can draw this a bit. So they're just overlapping. They're not playing man-to-man. So if Richmond kick the ball long to this part of the ground, and they've got tall players, there's Richardson, they've got Monkhurst here, we've got Pitt on this side, and Mark Richardson on the other side. So you're trying to make them kick the ball long, punch the ball back into this area where you've got your unmanned players in these parts of the ground. And really the Richmond defender, the fullback Harrison, has had a lot of indecision because all he sees is a massive Collingwood play. Richmond are doing a very similar thing up the other end. Fairly standard tactics, I think, for most clubs.
Thanks. An idea pinch from basketball, zone defence?
I think it is, yeah. Well, it started with the huddle at man-to-man. If the huddle was playing well, the players all getting to this part of the ground at centre-half forward and leading made it hard, yeah.
Dipper?
Drew, they're trying to find a bit of space down here in the forward line. Brendan Gale is starting on the bench in his third quarter. I just feel that at the moment Richmond aren't giving their opportunities to their forward line. As we know, Richmond in the past has used a long kick and looking for players like Richardson, and they started with Richardson at full forward, so hopefully he can get a bit of confidence and get a goal up.
Collingwood straight away into attack in this third quarter. Once again, the Pies going with the breeze, which is still pretty firm at their backs. Tawney, number 29. Down goes Armat. Gaspar. Good hand pass, but Knight's under pressure. He loses it in the tackle. Now Richmond bumble the ball forward. There's Nathan Buckley leaving the half-back line. Been an untidy start to the term. Little hand pass comes to Crow. Floats one over the top. Hassel leaves it. James, who had plenty of the ball, even though he was benched in the first half. Back to Crow. Awkward-looking kick. Free for Richmond. Wobbles one towards the boundary line. And that's a minute of football that we can erase, I think, from the videotape.
Yes, it was very ugly, wasn't it? Both sides struggling. Mark Richardson now doing the ruck work for Collingwood in the early part of this third term. Damien Monkhorst having a rest on the bench. Richardson gets it down in the direction of Wild. Charles tries to tap it on, but only as far as Brett James for Collingwood. His kick to half forward. Well read by Kemp. And nearly the advantage with Collingwood there, but Kemp was run down by free, so the ball will come back to the recipient of the free kick, and that is Stephen Pitt, indicating there that he would like to kick long. Aaron James provides the lead, but Pitt eventually goes short and passes well to Aaron James. So Aaron James, the chance to kick the first goal of the third term, and from Richmond's point of view, it would be just the start that they would not want. They trail 3-7 to 8-6. This could blow it out to 35 points. Aaron James's kick is off to the left and through for one behind. Harrison to kick in. Collingwood lead by exactly 5 goals. Callaway provides the lead to the far side of the ground. Harrison again, as Leigh Matthews mentioned, just before resumption of play, very much undecided as to where to kick the ball in from full-back. Gee, it was a good tap on for Crow. Broderick there for the Tigers, though. Kick clear by Tawney. Back towards centre-half forward. Knocked on by Daffy. Handball by Charles to Sullivan. Sullivan kicked a magnificent goal at the end of the second term, but his kick has been marked safely by Craig Kelly right at the front of the goal square.
Well, poor Matthew Richardson looks as though he's just learning the caper. Ball on the 50. Prescott traps it well, but the whistle's gone. It's a Collingwood free kick to Buckley. Just as Prescott was going to dash towards the goal square. Nathan Buckley up to 19 disposals. Gasper loses it, goes to ground. Upside down is Jason Wild.
Sometimes you wonder, Drew, Matthew Richardson is just a magnificent athlete, but I don't know whether he's a natural footballer. When first game up, he looks that rusty. Looks like he's going to take many weeks to get himself back into touch.
I suppose the Brains Trust and Richardson himself will be just very pleased to get through the game unscathed. Let's hope he does. But so far he's had just one kick, and that was a dribbler from the goal square which hit the post. Broderick for Richmond. It bounces up towards the 50. A chance for the Tigers. Well done by Justin Charles. A little hand pass back. Now they're a chance. The hand pass on. Naish on the run. Is this a goal for the Tigers? Across the face of behind.
Tony Shaw looking on as his charges, the experienced ones, Hassel, Watson, Kelly, control that defence. And Russell gets clear. Kicks it very close to the centre of the ground. Krasiska gets something out of that area. McDonald, Brett James, Kemp, and he's caught by Tony Free. Umpire calls play on. Struggle for possession at half-forward. Brown provides the contest for Collingwood. And gee, wouldn't that be a good arm wrestle? Duncan Callaway and Gavin Brown. Collingwood fans would be pretty happy with their position. Their team leads by 29 points. Richmond, on the other hand, need a couple of quick goals. Kemp caught by tape. Michael Gale. Kick out into a clear area. Wild and Charles. Well done by the big fellow for Richmond. Provided a contest, forced the ball clear for a throw-in. And Justin Charles now will contest that throw-in with Mark Richardson. And Richardson has given away a free kick. It will go to Charles. What for?
And he sort out one from the other there.
I wonder. Burns goes back with the flight of the ball, and Kelly was pushed out, according to the umpire, who was very adjacent to that situation. Collingwood defence sharing it around. Kelly positive. Burns gives it to Hassel. Hassel runs away from half-back. He's got pace, and he may have messed this up. No, he gets the handball across. In support is Pitt. Pitt goes straight towards the goals, and chipping in to take the mark is Gasper. He too would probably take a little bit of a time to settle into the Richmond team. His kick has been marked by Tate, close to the boundary line. Brett James on the mark. Kicks in towards the middle of the ground. Merinda has taken the mark for the Tigers. Here's left foot pass. Not too bad. Gathered by Knights. Handball over the top, Tawney. Tawney must be positive with this kick. He is. He goes for goal. Let it go. No. Oh, Matthew Richardson. I think he could see it was going to miss.
Yes, I think he had to go for the mark, but it just, when your confidence tends to be shot, which Richardson's is right at the moment, he tied a slippery ball, but it still, mark was very takeable.
So not having a big night. Russell kicks in to the left back pocket area, taken by Burns. He plays on quickly. Good kick too by Burns. He finds Watson between left half back and centre wing. That used to be a 50-metre penalty when the opposition player knocked the ball out of the hand of the player who'd taken the mark.
Watson, plenty of distance to half forward. Brown front position. Ansett fires the hand pass through. Gaspar looking okay. Only met his Richmond teammates last week. Through free he goes. The kick a little bit high for Deere. Running out of room. And all fours wasn't good enough. We'll have a boundary friendly.
The next goal's critical, Drew. I think if Collingwood win it, they've almost probably got the match. But Richmond, if they kick it, they're right back in it.
Once again, nothing happening with the scoreboard. Just 2 behinds to 1 in this quarter. Richmond's way. Umpire will ball it up. There's young Kemp, who's been pretty impressive. Ben Kemp, an 18-year-old. Number 76 in last year's draft. Broderick balks the hand pass. Richmond a chance to get the next goal. Short of half forward, but this man has been a stumbling block all night. Nathan Buckley, a superb display. Various times we've seen him play in the middle, we've seen him play on the wing. A variety of roles, and he looks good at the start of this season. There's Broderick, couldn't get a hand pass out. Knights, pretty quiet night for Matthew Knights. Sullivan, ex-Melbourne player, to Miranda. They're moving it forward now. Gaspar's looked all right. The kick to full forward. Richardson this time. Oh, no. Play on, says the umpire. A snap by Naish, but he missed it. Oh, that ball had Richardson's name written all over it.
3:10 plays 8-7. Tigers could have done with at least 1 goal from their attacks in the early part of this term. Craig Kelly directing traffic. Goes short and finds McDonald. McDonald with plenty of space. Kicks into the middle of the ground. Player on his own is Watson. And he marks quite safely. Just behind the centre. Short again. And that's taken by Burns. Burns for Collingwood will kick them into their attacking half. Right down inside 50 metres. Punched away by Harrison. Back in the Brett James direction. Charles. The handball lands with Broderick, but the umpire had seen an infringement back where the ball had come from, and the free kick will go to Russell. Russell for the Magpies goes long in the direction of Rocker. The ball with Mark Richardson. Oh, terrible kick. Right off the side of his boot, out of bounds on the full. Free kick to the Tigers in their left back pocket.
They've had some magnificent work from their kick-ins, Collingwood. They've really got some good manoeuvres going on back there, and have really take the ball to the half-forward line pretty regularly.
Yeah, Brendan Gale looking pretty disappointed there. He's had 1 kick only tonight. Now, whistle's gone off the ball well before it arrived. There was interference by Wild on Knights, and Knights will take the free kick up near centre wing for the Tigers.
Had a few of them, haven't you, Wild Knights?
Oh, turn it up. Thank you very much. 12 disposals for Knights, but it wasn't one of his best. Ansett fires it out. James been impressive. To full forward, Rocker in the middle of 2. There's Knights again. Little hand pass, Kellaway. Harrison. Harrison towards the outer side. 1-on-1 here. Important for Michael Gale. Good punch from behind was disciplined. Magnificently played by Crow. To McDonald, inside the 50, but free. Took it and charged on. Broderick, right up the middle. The Tigers a chance this time, but a disappointing kick by Broderick. Russell reads it well and chops it off. All Collingwood now on the outer wing. Mark Richardson to McDonald. Had time to fumble. Alex McDonald in front of goals. Pitt flying from behind. High on all the time. Tawney got the hand pass out. Free on the run again.
Just from half back, they're kicking blindly, and Collingwood mopping up at the other end of the ground. If they can just get something a little bit more direct. Alex McDonald for Collingwood. His kick in towards half forward. Aaron James, it goes straight through him. Wigney gets back onto his left foot. Bit of space provided by a decent Shepherd. His high kick out towards the wing. And the Richmond players too short in stature there. Mark Richardson finishes up with a fairly straightforward mark. Hand passes away to Hassel. Hassel back towards the middle of the ground. Sets it up a little bit for Matthew Knights. He's able to crunch his opponent. Gets back and then delivers the hand pass back towards the middle of the ground in the direction of Broderick. A loose hand pass, but it lands with Watson. Watson's kicked a full forward. Rebound footy for the Magpies as Gavin Brown is marked at centre-half forward, and he is within scoring distance.
It's a game of inches, really, that contest back in midfield. It was a sort of a fingertip difference between the ball going Richmond's way and actually, I'm not sure which Collingwood player got possession of the ball, but a real split-second contest midfield, and that's resulted in the kick for goal at Collingwood's end rather than up the other end.
So Gavin Brown has kicked one for the Magpies, and he really should kick this. He's a reliable kick. It's straight through the centre. Gavin Brown has kicked two. Rocker has kicked two. Brett James has kicked two. Collingwood 9-7, lead Richmond 3-10.
This is the fingertip I think we're talking about. Have a look, the ball goes up in the air. The Richmond player didn't quite get it. If he got it, it was down to Matthew Knights. Critical goal for Collingwood. It really, they've got the break. Richmond, I think, have played better the last 5 minutes or so, but Collingwood got that key goal.
61 plays 28. 10 minutes left in the third term. Burns hard at the football. Kicks it quickly towards half forward. Marking contest, James at the front. Gaspar now taken away by Daffy.
Taken out of wing. They charge after it. Buckley with Prescott. Buckley beaten for one of the few times tonight. Daffy followed up. His hurried kick is close to the boundary line near the 50. Good balance by Russell. Beautiful disposal. Magnificent. Crow, former Hawthorn player. Buckley again. Leading kick winner on the ground by a mile. Disappointing. Wigney. A high bomb. Great poise by Richardson, and Mark Richardson drags down a good mark.
Kicks from their half-back line just going anywhere. Richmond, no precision at all.
I think that's true, but Richmond need to get someone across half-forward who can give them a target for those long, high balls. At the moment, Richmond's half-forward line is just getting absolutely destroyed.
Here's Matthew Richardson back at half-back for the Tigers. Got his second stat for the night, a hand pass. Broderick, that's better disposal. Miranda, here's a man unmarked. Inside, Naish. His left footer, short of full forward. Charles has got the height. Russell drops the mark. It's 2 against 2. Grisiska gets the hand pass out, and they did well then. Hassel. Kelly well up the ground, just behind centre wing. And no pressure whatsoever for Wild, who takes the mark. Now the kick to centre half forward. Pitt. He looked all right in the Lightning Premiership and again tonight. Rocker slightly gets under the ball. Harrison gets back. Chance here for Collingwood. Ball, say the crowd. And ball, the umpire pays. Harrison.
Tigers a chance here. Player out wide on his own is Wigney. Just slipped. Gave James the chance to grab him. And then the umpire deems it as holding the ball or moving it on unfairly. So the free kick is with Aaron James. Pitt. James goes short into the middle of the ground. Mark Richardson has taken the mark. He in turn. And unattended player Robert Pyman. Pyman. Well, giving every indication that he wants to kick long, but the last 2 or 3 times they've done that.
Expect him to go short.
There's been a short kick, hasn't there?
I think they're trying to set up something as a bit of a pre-planned manoeuvre here to keep space out wide.
So he goes short to the leading player, but the mark taken by Naish. Goes quickly in the Broderick direction. A little awkward for that player. Michael Gale's hand pass. Awkward, but very well done by Harrison. Impressed with his game against the odds. Wigney off to Gale. That's Michael Gale. His kick towards half forward. Buckley couldn't take the mark, but he's been dumped unfairly. And Buckley will take the free kick for Collingwood just wide of centre half back. Magnificent kick of the football. Runs close to the man on the mark and then kicks towards centre half forward. Not taken by Kellaway, but Tape is there. Kneeled. Free. Grabbed a little high maybe, but the umpire says I will take possession and throw it in the air. Brendan Gale getting another chance. Ruck contest, Deer. Tony Free didn't have the football and will take the free kick. Advantage? No. We'll come back to the Richmond captain.
Yes, from some of their big blokes, Richmond have had absolutely nothing from Matthew Richardson and Brendan Gale. And Gale certainly needs to lift. And Richardson, oh, look at this by Buckley. Magnificent display. On the run, left footer, a full forward. Rocker, yes! Oh, you'd be curling the mo on that one, Shorey.
He's just been so positive across half-back there, Nathan Buckley.
Goal
not having to worry about opponents, really playing as a soccer-type sweeper, really.
So Robbie Armat got on the end of it and kicked the goal. And Collingwood racing away.
He's been fantastic across half-back, hasn't he, Buckley? I think just that floating, good use of the ball, good strong kick. It's sort of really that ick in that extra 10 metres, although Rocker was in front, used his body really well. Full extension of his arms, good strong mark overhead.
Yeah. 18 kicks and 5 hand passes for Nathan Buckley, causing Robert Walls great concern. His magnificent kick gave Armat the chance, and he kicked the goal. Now, the umpire, who was away from the actual umpire throwing the ball in the air, has awarded a free kick. Now, you'd have to say that was unusual, wouldn't you? Surely.
There are those in the game who reckon that's the way it should be. Let one bounce and let the other one make decisions.
Is that a mark to Rocker? Charles was in front. He's paid Rocker. Justin Charles says he had first grab at it, but umpire John Harvey has awarded the mark to Rocker.
The umpire doesn't get the benefit of the replay, but I suppose we are. We can have a look at this.
I think it was an emphatic grab by the Collingwood player. Justin Charles certainly got his hands on it first, but...
yes, it was sort of like a 50, or maybe it was a 40-60, but the man came down with the ball and got it, and that's fair enough.
Rocker for his third goal. 4.5 minutes left in the third term. Rocker's kick registers just one behind. So Justin Charles maybe can breathe a sigh of relief. 10-8 plays 3-10. Harrison providing the lead. Wigney, the player to bring it back in for the Tigers.
Goes straight up the middle. Punched forward by Richardson of Collingwood. Naish paddles the ball forward. Daffy chopped off by Hassel. Slides it to Wild. Kicked by Wild, dropping in a bit short. Oops, they took their eyes off it. Gasper, he's the first to recover. Now does the shepherding for Harrison. And once again, they're under pressure on the back line, the Tigers. And it's going to be a Richmond free. Rocker over the ball, not getting it out. And Gasper, who did all his pre-season work with the Swans, was only drafted last week, came down, met his teammates. It's his first run with the Tigers. Lifelong Tiger supporter, the boy from the West. Very high kick.
James it is, Aaron, who's taken the mark for Collingwood. Looks to play on and move it in the direction of Rocker quickly. He likes it that way, and he's taken the mark in front of young Harrison. Well, that's the way to do it. Surely, if you get the chance, get it down there quickly.
Well, I think the important thing is here that Rocker has got the front position, but he pushes back hard. He pushes back, and that bulk and weight, it pushes Harrison sort of back that step or two, and it becomes a very easy chest mark. But it's pushing hard back into your opponent when you've got the front position. That's the critical factor, and Rocker's done it extremely well.
Now, if he kicks this, 3 out of 11 so far would be a reasonable night. Rocker from point-blank range. He kicks the goal. So he has kicked 3 out of 11. Gavin Brown has kicked 2 and Brett James has kicked 2. And Richmond's scoreline, all singles, Justin Charles, Chris Sullivan and Wayne Thornborough.
I would think Collingwood have probably broken that last bit of Richmond spirit now. I mean, they broke it or tested it in the first 15 minutes. And then for the half prior to that, Richmond are okay, but Collingwood have got it right on top again now.
Collingwood fans delirious with the way the Pies are going. They've kicked 3 goals to nothing in this quarter to bust the game wide open. Free kick to Daffy from the middle. Richardson caught behind. Kelly in front, can't take the mark. Good roving by Naish. Open goal square. Kick offline and through for a behind. And Naish has been wayward tonight. 4 behinds only, no goals. It was their second leading goal kicker last year. Had a terrific competition with Daffy. Daffy beat him by 3. Russell kicks to himself, gains a bit of ground. Comes to Krasiska, who marks safely. And that's a pretty good kick-in plan by the Pies. Up to centre wing already. Watson didn't really charge at it with full gusto. Aaron James. And the ball out of play. Shane Watson not too happy.
Lucky he didn't have a microphone. Boundary throw in centre wing. Charles at the back. Gets his fist to it, does it well. Down to Daffy. Daffy's left foot kick to half forward. Miranda in front couldn't take the mark. Burns recovers. Tries to grasp the football. Buckley knocks it on. Well done by Broderick. Then has a look. Kicks towards the forward line. Free kick given away there by Sullivan. And it will be taken by Russell for Collingwood. Scott Russell, 8 kicks, 4 hand passes. But the dominant player statistically, Nathan Buckley, 18 and 5. McDonald, a little bit of misunderstanding, not clear by Wigney for a boundary throw in between wing and right half forward for the Tigers. Preparing to have a run on the ground is Ross Funky for Richmond. Brown doing the ruck work. Neal does well, gets it down to Daffy again. Daffy's left foot kick this time in towards the full forward area. Richardson in front, nearly taken by Sullivan. He's a chance still. Hassel overruns it and the umpire will throw it in the air about 45 metres from the Richmond goal.
An unusual sight, Gavin Brown and I think it was Mark Neal doing the ruck contest, the non-ruckman at the boundary throw-ins. It happens fairly regularly in modern football.
Now the ruckmen are there. Charles beats Monkhorst. Here's a chance for Nick Daffy off the left boot. Shepherded through by Richardson for a goal. Richmond's first for the quarter. Daffy's first for the night. It's 11-8 to 4-11.
Well, I think one of the toughest spots on the field is that medium-sized half forward, and Nick Daffy, as Brett Head has done for Eagles in the last few years, last year was a key player for them. He's really been fairly much unsighted tonight. Got a few balls the last 2 or 3 minutes, and good left foot goal then.
Back in the middle, and Charles hurriedly out of the middle. Daffy once more, and there's a mark to Gale. A rarity, got the Bronx cheers. Back it goes, and a shot by Daffy, second in a half a minute. Could this be the start of some sort of a comeback by the Tigers?
Amazing thing, that bit of adrenaline comes from that previous goal. He's up, he's ran hard from the midfield, contested the centre bounce. Really a good long 60-metre kick to the open goal, as we saw. But it's amazing. You fight your way back into the game, you get that left foot goal, and all of a sudden Daffy's morale's up, and really Richmond have kicked a couple of quick goals and put the pressure back on Collingwood a little at least.
Well, he has looked a very determined young man, Nick Daffy. He's had 17 possessions. Sullivan's hand pass, fierce, but Prescott gathered it well. Prescott's kick, or Neal drops what he may have should have taken. Miranda throws on his left foot. Richardson is marked right in the goal square. A surge by the Tigers. Sullivan in a bit of trouble, is it, or Miranda? Maybe Mark Miranda. And
the importance of, if you can get clear from the centre bounce and just run it through centre half forward, as Richmond have done the last 2 occasions, it doesn't give the opposition defence a chance to settle.
And he's kicked a goal. So that might be the little bit of a fillip that Matthew Richardson needs.
Again, but straight down the centre corridor. See, Richmond has swept the ball through, and it's really straight into the goal square. I mean, Neil's missed the goal, and it was a bit of a flurry in front of goal, but getting the ball quickly in there always makes it difficult for the opposition defence, as in the Collingwood defence, to get itself set and man up completely.
Gee, Miranda was good. He must have been able to see he was going to get crunched.
And Craig Kelly's charging at you. Well, there's the siren. And 3 goals in about a minute and a half to finish the term by the Tigers. They're within 5 goals. They're coming home with the breeze. And Justin Charles and John Harvey still arguing what is a mark and who got first touch. And Charles reckons, well, I was robbed there by Rocker and you, sir. But a bit of a flurry there by Richmond at the end, and maybe it gives them something to go on with in the last term.
Well, it did. I mean, Justin Charles probably should look at the replay, because I think it was a correct decision. But when you're in front and you get a little bit of your hand on the ball, you always think at least it shouldn't be the opposition mark. But the game was over. It really was. And then Richmond have got Daffy sort of forced that left foot goal through. Then he's got the quick clearance and the overlap from midfield, kick the second. And then, of course, Richardson. And they're within 5 goals now. So, you know, you'd still have to be thinking that Collingwood have got the vast ascendancy, but at least the hope is there, and Richmond finished the quarter off strongly.
The last 2 quarters have been pretty even. The game buster was the first term when Collingwood won it by 6 goals. If Richmond can win the last by 6 goals, they win the game.
It's normal football, though. I mean, really, most games have won by the team that has a particular scoring patch, and usually a short period, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. That's where the games are won when you look back in retrospect.
3-quarter time here at Waverley in the round 1 clash. Collingwood 11-8-74, Richmond 6-11-47.
And I thank you for 100 years.
Had an amazing dream last night. Dreamed in color, not in black and white. Dreamed I went to Island State. Dreamed they treated me like a mate. And it seemed much more than dreams. So much more than dreams. So much more than dreams. Dreamed I got a personal loan. Dreamed I added to my home. Dreamed I bought a brand new car. Dreamed my suite was made of leather. And it's all much more than dreams. So much more than dreams.
Island State Credit Union, so much more than a bank.
Feeling sad? Cheer yourself up with 12.5% off all marked prices tomorrow from 8:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. Your friends will be envious of the no deposit lay-by. So if you're scared of wasting money and want to stay in the black, get into Target. We're ready when you are.
Since they introduced Taz Keno, I've been run off my feet. Every 5 minutes at a hotel, club or casino, someone's winning. There's another one.
Taz Keno, more winners, more often.
The bargains are at Chicken Feed. Leggo's Bolognese sauce, $1 a jar. Autumn flower bulbs, $6.95 a pack. A new range of DT brown seeds, $1. And this week's Doorbuster foldable workbenches, only $39. And it's all at Chicken Feed.
Hyundai's great sale of the decade celebrates with drive-away deals on Sonata GLE. Safety and luxury in a family sedan, just $24,990 drive-away. With Hyundai's great warranty.
What's up, Mick? Business getting to you?
1 minute. It would if this fax machine didn't take so long.
You're a bit of a dummy, Mick. For under $1,000, you could have bought a plain paper fax from Brother. Its 10-page memory stores your incoming and outgoing faxes. It has automatic redial and lets you broadcast to up to 70 destinations, giving you more time to get your act together.
Hurry up, you're on. Where were you when I bought this?
In your suitcase, Mick.
For under $1,000, the 1200p plain paper fax from Brother.
If you believed everything these guys told you, you'd think they're all angels. But that would mean forgetting the tax John Howard tried to put on shoes and clothing, how others tried to destroy the Franklin River and speed up wood chipping, and Keating's home building tax. It all might have happened if it wasn't for the Democrats.
So whether it's a John Howard or a Paul Keating government, vote Democrat in the Senate. We'll keep the bastards honest.
Authorised by Stephen Swift for the Australian Democrats, Canberra.
If you sometimes dream about better furniture, join the club. Or better still, join Island State Credit Union and get the personal loan that'll make your dreams come true. Island State Credit Union, so much more than a bank.
Sunday.
I'm beginning to feel like Garfield here.
It's a new look for Al. And a surprise party for Jill.
Say cheese. We can eat the cheese? No!
On Home Improvement.
Does everybody know what time it is?
7:30 Sunday.
Well, in that quarter, it took Collingwood 18.5 minutes with the breeze to kick 3 goals, and Richmond 1.5 minutes at the end to kick 3 goals and win the quarter. So the margin is now just 27 points going into the last term. Coming up on Sunday, the Sports World Footy Panel returns this Sunday and every Sunday during the football season. Yes, they'll dissect the games, they'll have a bit of fun. Well worth watching Sunday morning. Check your local guides for details. Down on the boundary line, Dipper.
Yeah, thanks, Drew. It's amazing what a couple of goals does before any quarter time. The confidence of Richmond there was just superb. They got in the little huddles and talked about the quarter coming up. It's amazing, like Matthew Richardson hasn't been playing for a long time, but he's the one who's been talking to the younger players to lift their heads up and to keep going, which is a very good sign for Richmond. Since quarter time, this game has been quite balanced, and as we all know, Leigh, the next goal is going to be very important.
Well, certainly from Richmond's point of view, if Collingwood manage it, you would think it would snuff out any chance Richmond have of winning the game. So a desperate battle for possession of the ball around the middle of the ground. Prescott was very, very determined to get possession. Eventually the umpire found a free kick and it goes to Brett James. His kick towards the half-forward area. Not clear by the Tigers' defence, but not far enough to clear the defensive area. Wigney, hand passes. Tony Free under a bit of pressure. Somehow gets a kick out towards the half-back region. Brown. In trouble was Pitt. Tackled too high. Oh, dear. Callaway not happy. Just looks with a bit of a query at the umpire. But the free kick is with Stephen Pitt. He's kicked 1 goal, but this won't register a score. It'll land short. Richmond through Tony Free. Back towards the half-back area, and a good diving mark. Sliding mark, really, in the finish to Matthew Richardson. He plays on quickly. Kicks towards the wing. Naish couldn't take the mark. First to recover was Hassel. Hand pass further down the boundary line to Krasiska. His kick. Close to the line, knocked over by Michael Gale.
Collingwood have pushed Gavin Brown up onto the wing and Scott Russell into the midfield. He's been mainly played in sort of the back pocket, and he's such a hard runner. I think it's a good move. Collingwood were just looking a little bit slow in the midfield late in that third quarter. Scotty Russell will pick him up there.
Comments from Leigh Matthews, who until last year, of course, coached the Pies. Now Tony Shaw in charge. Gavin Brown forced to go to the boundary line under pressure from Jamie Tate. And we'll have a throw in. First goal vital in this last term. The way the Tigers finished the third quarter, you'd reckon if they got the first one, they'd be a bit of a chance. Charles. Tate lost control of it. Pitt, the hand pass astray. Broderick concedes some ground to Kellaway. Very high ball. Knight's not a bad fly for a little bloke. Down to the front, and the kick is beautifully smothered by Gavin Brown, who read the play and saw it out of play.
So 50 metres, that smothered. It's as good as a kick to you, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Yes, I guess it's registered on the club stats, but sometimes you miss those. Chris Sullivan for Richmond. He's kicking towards the middle of the ground. Naish gives away a little bit of ground, but hand passes successfully to Daffy. Daffy towards full forward. The ball spills for Miranda. Chipping in as Burns. Miranda's got him. And what has the umpire deemed this as? A ball up, is it? No.
I think another example of over-aggression when the player's over the ball. You've got to think your way through the tackle and not be too aggressive at him.
So looking at the replay, Miranda infringing against Burns. Ball now with Krasiska running away from the full back area. His kick goes towards the middle of the ground. Nearly taken by Wigney. Aaron James does well. Watson chopped off though. Kick forward by Tawney. Into the hands of Miranda. Snapshot for goal by Miranda is pretty good. So Richmond do achieve what they would have been seeking. The first goal of the last quarter, 11-8 plays 7-11. The difference is 19 points.
Again, a misplaced handball. Kicking errors cost you, but a hand passing error that caused you to lose. Shane Watson hand pass basically somehow straight to the Richmond player. And, of course, it was a good snapshot by Miranda, opportunist in the forward line.
Just 21 points the margin. Mark Richardson wins in the middle, but Collingwood haven't got the footy. Broderick, Daffy, he's buried. Richmond fans wanted a free kick then, but the umpire comes in and will ball it up. Well, it's only early season. It is the end of February, but are they going for it? Mark Richardson again, a good leap. Once again, Broderick sharks it. Inside the 50. Naish interfered, play on. Well read by Hassel. Buckley coming up for his 19th kick. And plenty of distance once again to half forward. Didn't get first touch, Tony free. Caught in the tackle by Pyman. On the ball. Sudden death, Robert. And a chance here for Kemp, who gets around beautifully, thumps it towards the goal square. Rocker's there. Gasper wrestles him to the ground. Richmond keen to see the ball in, but then a bit of a fumble over the line by Tape, and we'll have a boundary throw in the square pockets here at Waverley.
You've got to give the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I think if it was a free kick against Tony Free at half forward, that was a free kick to Rocker in the full forward line. Matthew Knights, Kemp at the bottom, and the umpire decides on a ball up about 35 metres from the Collingwood goal. Plenty of time left. Damien Monkhorst, could he be injured or maybe just waiting for a last-minute tilt at it? We'll wait and see. Russell, snapshot for goal. Way offline, out of bounds of the full free kick to Richmond.
Well, he hasn't played any of the practice games, so he might be spent.
Fair enough. The free kick to be taken by Callaway in the left-back pocket for the Tigers. No one really to kick to, so he bombs away. The ball rebounds. Oh, not quite taken away there by Funky. Free. Just finding his feet slowly is Tony Free. Real race for possession here between Naish and Hassel, Brown and Knights. Now Prescott. Tape, Wild, and there's a free kick being picked out. It will go to Wild, maybe the tackle a little high. Just have a look, Prescott over the shoulder. Wild kicks in towards full forward, punched away, close to the line, and well done by the Magpies. Oh, Tape in the finish had to force it behind for Collingwood for safety reasons for the Tigers.
He nearly put it right there for the Pies. Gasper goes for a bit of distance, reaches the 50 on the chest of a running Broderick, who's had a good last quarter. His kick to centre wing. Richardson's coming a bit good now at the moment. Matthew Richardson forks, dodges, goes for the bounce. It doesn't come back to him. Beats another one. The hand pass to himself, but well done anyway. Daffy inside the 50, but very wide. A chase on for the ball. Hassel first to get there. Keeps the ball in, but only to a couple of Tigers. Grabbed here by Kellaway. To the goal square. A juggler, oh, not quite, by Thornborough. Dishes it out. The umpire will ball it up on the edge of the square.
Well, that would have been interesting if Wayne Thornborough had been able to grasp that.
Good to see Richardson moving like that.
Yes. So, Tigers a chance here. Not clear by the Collingwood defence close to the line. Michael Gale takes it over, so we'll have a throw in. Left forward pocket for Richmond. Thornborough and Richardson. Comes to the front, Broderick. No space, dropping it. In the old language, I don't know what we call it now.
I think that was he failed to hand pass it or kick it correctly, so he was holding the ball.
Can the umpire get all that out in one quick second?
He doesn't need to. He just
blows the whistle. Fair enough. Here's Collingwood trying to get clear of their defence. Crow. Pyman across his left shoulder. Not bad. Callaway's been good for the Tigers. He normally is. Knocks it on, and gee, that was a bit risky. But the umpire gives him the all clear and throw it in, please.
A bit throwish?
Yes, a bit doubtful.
Monkhorst off, and Mark Richardson's been okay in the ruck, but hasn't always found a teammate when he's palmed the ball down. Here he is against Charles. Ruck infringement. Which way does the umpire see this? Well, how do you determine those?
I think when the umpire blows their whistle for boundary throw-ins, you hold your breath and hope it's the opposition.
Oh, so do I.
Inside 50. Gaspar. Broderick, plenty of the footy in the last quarter. Knights, trouble. Loses it. And then the tackler hung on too long and Knights gets the free kick. Well, that's an interesting one. He takes it quickly. Don't know that he went behind the mark. Umpire let him get away with it. Daffy's kick is beautifully smothered. Brett James has had a good game. Daffy again, high to the 50. Thornborough's gloves couldn't bring it down. It comes to Johnny Hassel. Straight to centre half forward, all Richmond. Gaspar read it well.
Did very well in the finish to back himself. Oh, drop mark out there by Chris Sullivan, maybe critical. Kneeled, handball, Callaway, into the path of Gale. That's Michael Gale, short kick. Too high there for Naish. Enables Hassel to apply the pressure. Michael Gale over his left shoulder to the goal front. At the back, Miranda nearly into the path of Matthew Richardson, but only manages to rush her behind for the Tigers. And with 12 minutes left, precious seconds ticking away. 75 plays 54, back to the 21-point margin of just a few moments ago. Russell to himself. Short kick, Prescott in front. Brown, ball to the back, Knights. Yes, short kick. Oh, a little bit too high there for Matthew Richardson.
I think sensing the match is sort of getting a bit desperate, Collingwood have pushed Nathan Buckley up into the actual midfield and pushed Gavin Brown back into that half-back defensive role. Just a slightly fresher player, Buckley, to give him a bit more run across midfield.
Mark Richardson and Charles. The last boundary throw-in was a free kick. This time, no. Naish gets the hand pass out. That's all right. Daffy's gone past Buckley as the leading possession winner on the ground. And there is Brett James, wrapped up by Sullivan. On the front edge of the square. Time ticking down, 11.5 minutes remaining. 21 points the margin. Collingwood led by 6 goals at quarter time. And since then has been pretty even.
I think Prescott has come off the ground and Tawney has come back on for Richmond.
Richmond fans reckon they haven't had a free kick for an hour and a half. It goes to Charles. Thornborough can't take the mark. Burns tidies up.
Krasiska goes low, nearly along the ground to Kelly. McDonald shows a bit of composure. Gets Richmond, Collingwood out towards the wing, but the mark is taken by Tate. Tate for the Tigers. Short in towards the middle. Charles up high, takes the mark. Plays on with the left foot in towards full forward. Yes, Matthew Richardson is marked on his chest.
That's the best sight for Richmond tonight.
Well, we spoke about Matthew Richardson at three-quarter time, about him being very much a confidence player, and surely after such a long break, it's great to see him getting into the game. If he kicks this, it'll be an interesting 10 minutes left. Hooks the kick. Neild has taken the mark, surely. No, play on, says the umpire. It goes over for a throw-in.
Look at Matthew Richardson kick the ball from 10 metres further out than he needed to.
Gee, that was a pretty close decision there for Mark Neild as well. Ruck contest. Richardson gets his hands to it. Oh, down goes Tawney. Buckley hemmed in. Neild after the footy. Buckley appealing for the free kick. Not forthcoming. So a ball up will take place. Thornborough having a rest on the bench.
Collingwood 7-2 free kicks in this last quarter. And don't the Richmond fans know about it? Buckley the hand pass to Krasiska. They clear the area. Wigney leads the race. Can't get away from Aaron James. And James will take the free kick. Advantage is played to Collingwood. No, it's coming back. James goes short, using up a bit of time. 9.5 minutes left. All Collingwood over centre wing. Mark Richardson. Short pass to Pyman, ex-North Melbourne player. Pyman goes long. Rocker. Nobody at the back. Kemp is there. Socket off the ground by Free, but right in front of goals, grabbed by Russell. Slides the hand pass away. A big chance here, and the shot for goal could seal it. Orchard gets it with his first kick of the night.
Well, of course, that's what Collingwood needed. Richmond have had fairly much the ascendancy for the first 5 or 10 minutes, but being in front at this goal has probably just broken Richmond enough. I mean, Collingwood are now, what, 5 goals in front? Well, Richmond need to kick 5 goals, so it's a critical point. It was just a good flurry, a good contest across the goal. Good constructive hand pass by Scott Russell.
And Richmond player Ashley Prescott in the hands of the trainers on the boundary line. 81 plays 54. Still Richmond's strive. Daffy. Possession number 25 for Nick Daffy. Richardson couldn't take the mark. Neild is there. Hand pass. Really, that player was under enormous pressure, but he's able to get the kick away, Daffy. But an excellent mark taken by Kelly out in front of Brendan Gale, who's had a game that he would like to forget. 1 kick.
He's finished
one
off.
Mark,
he
one
started this year the way he finished off last year at this point, Brendan Gale, hasn't he?
Kicking towards the middle of the ground. It's taken by Mark Richardson. He plays on quickly. Kicks towards centre-half forward. Kick forward again by Orchard. And, well, geez, quick, isn't he, Orchard? Kicked it and nearly got it again.
Aaron James.
Aaron James, was it? Out of bounds in the right forward pocket for Collingwood. Magpies lead. Quite comfortably, close to the end of the game. 8 minutes left. Charles. Rocker. Gets rid of Charles. Goes after it. Tries to get the hand pass to Wild. Watson, Russell. Watson still in there. Kicked away by Tate. 50 metres from goal. Free kick to Mark Richardson against Tawney.
Pretty good game, Richardson. He's had 17 possessions, 7 marks, and doing the rucking now. He'll play a bigger role in the ruck, you reckon, Lee?
I think so. I think he'll spend a fair bit. I mean, he couldn't, even when Collingwood were on top early, he wasn't finding the ball at centre-half forward a great deal, but as he's got into the ruck from later, I think sometime in the second quarter, he's been very good.
Kicks in the direction of Buckley. Couldn't quite recover. Orchard. Buckley, left foot snap by Nathan Buckley. He's close. Just offline. And through for another behind. To Collingwood, 12-10 plays 7-12. Margin 28 points in favour of the Magpies.
And there's Buckley and Daffy picking each other up at the moment, and they are the leading possession winners for their respective sides. Monster kick in. Juggled mark, well done by Alex McDonald.
They've got good service from McDonald, Crow, Kemp, first-year player.
I'll say. Good distance with the kick, not far short. Gasper drops the mark, it comes to Rocker, who goes! Sam Rocker, 4 goals, 1 in each quarter.
He's got good agility at ground level when the ball comes off hands in the pack area, Rocker. When the thing, a McDonald, good long kick. It was a really got it penetrating with his kick. Pack situation, and really it was just a fell to Rock's hands, and quick kick, and through it went.
4 goals out of 13 for Severio Roca. And Collingwood go marching on. Naish dragged off the football by Watson, punched forward by Richardson. Wigney overruns it. Nearly the chance there with Funky. He's got the football, but he's desperately tackled by Pyman. Kick clear out towards a vacant wing area. Kneeled. He's got 2 or 3 players to contend with. Wild is one of them. In goes Scott Russell. Taken away by Broderick. Can he find some space? Yes, he gets it to Sullivan. Sullivan's kick towards half forward. Punched away from Richardson by Krasiska. Back goes Richardson. Does well. Kicks in towards the centre. Daffy has the football. Mark is very well taken. Forces Daffy back. Kicks in towards the pocket area. Miranda's on the end of a punch, and Miranda goes in and gets Richmond's goal. Richmond get their 8th goal.
They've had to get ground level goals, Richmond. I think this has been the story of the game as it's gone on. They've got a bit of the ball, but their marking forwards just haven't been able to get it. But it's hard to get enough goals from those sort of crumbing situations. Miranda was in the right spot, kicked the goal, but that's the reason Richmond have only kicked 8 goals. They just haven't had any kind of ascendancy from their key forwards at all.
Margin back to 28 points. At three-quarter time, it was 27. Kellaway for Richmond. Tawney just breaks the tackle. No, the umpire said he didn't do enough. He was just a little bit late on the hand pass, holding the ball. Scott Russell, the free kick. Under 6 minutes left. Well, we talked that Collingwood's pre-season record in recent years wasn't all that flash, but Richmond's hasn't been too good either. They've lost 6 of their previous 7. And, of course, the one exception was when they made the grand final here a couple of years ago, and 75,000 came out to see them play Essendon. Been all right, Crow. Buckley has been terrific. Centering kick offline this time. And the defensive mark has been taken by Funky. Ross Funky, drafted from the Ballarat Rebels, the under-18s. Disappointing. And Mark Richardson again. Came to the club as a forward, and he's going great guns in the ruck. Of course, Wayne Richardson's son. Pyman. It's the old signal. I'm going long, so you know what he's going to do. Kicks at 15 metres.
Just adjacent to the right was Scott Russell. And he too trying to bluff the opposition. But on this occasion, goes with it and kicks long towards full forward. Puts the Richmond defence under a bit of pressure. Wigney can't break clear. Kellaway. Gee, the player who was going to get that hand pass was in all sorts of strife anyway. Wild's kick was ineffective. Kellaway gathers. Short pass is good. Naish. Kicks with his left foot in towards the middle of the ground. Broderick. Straight down the ground goes Paul Broderick towards centre half forward. Richardson at the back. Miranda. Richardson. Kick off the ground by Michael Gale. Brendan Gale gathers. Snapshot by Brendan Gale, and have a guess what? Hasn't improved his stats all that much. He's had a kick, but missed by a reasonable margin.
He had teammates everywhere.
13-10 plays 8-13. Armat preparing to come back on as Kelly kicks into Brown.
Brown goes across the half-back line to McDonald, who stands his ground well. Floats one over the top of Michael Gale to Hassel. Almost Aaron James. Kellaway hasn't given up. Good display. Tony Free. Good to see him back from a knee reconstruction. Here's another man back. But that time Richardson fumbles. Hassel's there. And the umpire will ball it up. And last up is Chris Naish.
Gee, keeping the pressure on all the time is important, isn't it? Just makes a guy a little unsure of his possession. Looks a certainty, but all of a sudden there's a fumble.
It'll be Collingwood against Carlton or Essendon on the eve of the Grand Prix. How about that?
That should be an interesting game, to say the least. Buckley again. Gee, he's been terrific. Doesn't he kick the ball well? Left foot on this occasion, 45 metres to the 50-metre line. Pitt gives away the free kick, and it will be taken by Gaspar. 3 minutes left. Well, he must improve, surely, Gaspar. Kicks across the full-back line and pinpoints Wigney. Wigney's got Broderick short, but decides to go down the line in the direction of Sullivan. Boundary line looms up. He can't control it. And we'll have a throw in. Pyman has a rest on the bench with Wild and Monkhorst. And Mark Richardson to do the ruck work with Justin Charles, his opponent. Ball comes to the front. Brett James gets it to Russell. Head pass smothered. Broderick. Naish leaves it behind. James nearly got him. Naish's left foot kick is all right. Richardson provided the pressure, but the mark taken by Charles. Down close to 2 minutes now, so you would think that Collingwood will proceed. Charles' kick is astray, out of bounds on the full. Free kick will be taken back there by Alex McDonald.
He finished off all right in the Lightning Premiership, even when they were beaten by Freo. Charles kicked 4 goals in the last 10 minutes of the game. 13th disposal coming up for Alex McDonald. Ruckman battled and left it. And at the back, James has given away a free kick to Wigney. Under 2 minutes left. So the Collingwood fans will be happy with the performance of the Pies under Tony Shaw. Richardson juggles and takes another mark. So for the bloke who just couldn't get near it earlier on, he's now taken 4 marks. Comes back to him, building on the stats. Long way out. Good kick to Gale. But the last minute spoiled by Kelly. Well done, Ned Kelly.
I thought Matthew Richardson might take 3 or 4 games. That was probably 3 or 4 minutes. But it's the amazing difference between him and this last 15 minutes and the Matthew Richardson of 2 quarters ago is just dramatic.
So Brendan Gale maybe have tried to shepherd that ball through for a goal.
He probably could have. I mean, I suppose he thought it was a pretty easy mark, but Craig Kelly played this ball very well.
Buckley again with precision. Finds Russell. Russell between full-back and centre half-back. Kicks to Burns. Just slowing up play a little. They've got all the time in the world, Collingwood. Crow, shown enough, I would think, that he can help the Magpies. Aaron James.
He'll be all right, Lee.
Aaron James, yes, I think a really promising player.
Kicks towards half forward. Here's a chance for the Magpies. Watson. Oh, well done. Gave the full forward the chance to run into it. Just about impossible for anyone to chop that off. And Rocker is marked about 35 metres out on a slight angle.
That's a good effort. Those very low chest marks aren't as easy as they look. If you can take them, the fullback's got no chance. But just controlling the ball, and he did that really well for a big fella, didn't he?
Certainly did. 10 kicks. His 11th kick could register his 5th goal. Should get the distance quite easily. So this will be the last kick of the game. Is it a goal? It looks pretty good. Rockers kicked 5 in that Collingwood performance, which would please Tony Shaw and his fellow off-field generals, Gavin Brown, captaining the Magpies to a victory. They kicked 14-10-94 to Richmond 8-14-62, the margin 32 points. As I said, Rocker kicked 5 goals, 2 goals each to Brett James and Gavin Brown. And for Richmond, only 2 multiple goal scorers, Mark Morinda and Nick Daffy.
Down on the boundary line, here's Dipper.
Thanks very much, Drew. Well, first game, 1 win, good start.
Oh yeah, it's a good start. Hopefully the boys can go on with a bit now. You know, we've got a bit of a different style of play, and hopefully we can do it.
Alan, talk about a different style of play. I mean, Collingwood today looked very, very hard at the ball, especially from the bounce.
Oh yeah, we concentrated on that at the start of the game. It's obviously essential because that's the way you win the game, isn't it?
And yourself, are you enjoying the run in the ruck?
Oh yeah, it's good to get a run around in the ruck because you haven't got a man sort of like on the forward line. But yeah, it's good.
And between you, sure he can't hear us. Is he tough, little coach?
Oh, yeah, he's tough off the field, as the coach says he was on the field, no doubt.
Well done. Congratulations on a great game.
Dipper there with Mark Richardson, who had a very good night and finished up with 12 kicks, 7 handballs and 8 marks. And the Collingwood fans are rapt that they're going into the second round, the quarterfinals of the Ansett Australia Cup. And for those youngsters, it was worth the late night out here at Waverley, and plenty to look forward to in season 1996. We go up the tunnel with them into the rooms. Voices are up. Nathan Buckley sounds piped.
Well, Lee, if they're to get better, what are the areas? Young Stephen Pitt and Kemp, he did all right. Improvement from Mark Richardson, players like that, Aaron James.
Well, they had 4 players in tonight who were playing in the Collingwood Guernsey for the first time, McDonald and Crowe, both from Hawthorn, and they were serviceable, I thought. Kemp looked promising, and Pitt did a couple of good things, but really it was players that have been there before, of course. Nathan Buckley across the half-back line, particularly in that sort of first half. I mean, he was sensational, but their blitzkrieg in the first 20 minutes was fantastic, really. I mean, they were 6 goals in front after 20 minutes, and after that the game had its ebbs and flows, and that was the margin that ended up winning them the game. But I think it was an exceptionally good, promising performance. You'd be really pleased with it.
You know the words to this, Lee? You want to sing?
They've got a few in there. They've got ruck coaches. They've got all the coaches in there. They've got board members in there. They've got them all.
Mickey McGuire in there too. I thought Brett James was good early in that first.
Yeah, very good. Very hard little player in the midfield. They've got the general manager singing the song. They've really got him in there.
And how would Danny Frawley know the words?
Yeah, well, you'll learn them eventually, I suppose.
So all involved in the team song there, and what a way to start in the Ansett Australia Cup. The final scores, it was a 32-point victory to Collingwood, 14-10-94 to 8-14-62.
And I thank you for 100 years.
Once in every 4 years comes a sale like this. Tomorrow only, Mensland leaps into February 29th with 29% off selected stock. Grab a bargain tomorrow only with 29% off selected stock at all Mensland stores.
Hardly seems fair, does it?
No. Hope they've had their wheat fix.
Sanitarium Wheat Bix for natural energy.
Frisky. Bongo? Frisky. Bongo. Tweety.
Right now, if you book a P&O Fairstar cruise to the South Pacific between March and November with JetShed, you'll get 20% off the normal price. Just book before the 31st of March for this all-inclusive cruise deal. Because with savings of up to $788 each, it's a deal worth writing home about.
Out now on video.
Let's bring him back. God's given you a second chance at life.
Someone close to you is in danger. Do you have a daughter?
Virginia! See the big movies every night on video.
Hello, Australia. Martin Dooley again with my brother Roland to remind you of Ocean Spray's cranberry and apple variant.
In just 15 seconds. Time's up.
Ocean Spray. It'll really grow on you.
Hey, Mr. Keating, you're already selling big chunks of Telstra, aren't you? Yes, you are. Right now, you're selling 51% of a crucial sector of Telstra to the multinational IBM. Yes, you are. The Financial Review and the Herald Sun have written about it. Even Telstra's own correspondence confirms it. Yes, it does. So even when you're telling everyone you won't sell Telstra, you're right in the midst of selling 51% of a crucial part of Telstra to IBM. Yes, you are.
Authorised by A-Rob for the Liberal Party, Canberra.
What's up, Mick? Business getting to you?
1 minute.
It would if this fax machine didn't take so long.
You're a bit of a dummy, Mick. For under $1,000, you could have bought a plain paper fax from Brother. Its 10-page memory stores your incoming and outgoing faxes. It has automatic redial and lets you broadcast to up to 70 destinations, giving you more time to get your act together.
Hurry up, you're on. Where were you when I bought this?
In your suitcase, Mick.
For under $1,000, the 1200p plain paper fax from Brother.
Just arrived, exciting new additions to the Andrew Rearman collection, including this exciting new classic chair. This is the new slip wash cover. Completely removable, completely washable. And if you invest in this quality range now, you receive bonus scatter cushions, bonus arm covers and free Fab Care protection. So come in and see the fantastic Andrew Rearman range for yourself. You'll love it. Only at the Mort Douglas Furniture and Leather Living Store, Launceston.
Feeling sad? Cheer yourself up with 12.5% off all marked prices tomorrow from 8:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. Your friends will be envious of the no deposit lay-by. So if you're scared of wasting money and want to stay in the black, get into Target. We're ready when you are.
Too many loose ends.
Mulder is a liar.
Too much at stake.
You have the damn thing!
Too close to the
What is this work that my father was involved in?
Is that answer worth your life?
An all-new X-File, 9:30 Thursday.
Collingwood won the first and the last quarters. Richmond won the middle 2 quarters, but it was the start by the Pies which really set it up when they led by 6 goals at quarter time. Severio Rocca finished the game with 5. There were 2 goals each to Gavin Brown and Brett James. And for Richmond, Miranda and Daffy each kicked 2 goals. Now the family tree looks like this, and Collingwood in the bottom half of the draw, the first team through to the quarterfinals, and they'll play the winner of next Saturday's match between Carlton and Essendon. And what a quarterfinal that should be. Collingwood versus Carlton or Essendon. Now, down in the rooms, Nathan Buckley. Here he is with Dipper.
Thanks very much, Drew. Well, firstly, Nathan, what a fantastic start for your own performance.
Yeah, I think I was pretty happy with that. It's a new role back there at half-back. I think the team played pretty well the first quarter. Obviously, I think we let it slip a bit, but I think our intensity early was very good.
Now, after last year, I mean, a few injuries to the players in the side. I mean, just take us through pre-season. I mean, your own pre-season look quite strong at the moment.
Yeah, I think we've had Brian McNichol down at the club, who's like a world champion in weightlifter. So he's got us working on our technique, which increases your strength at a greater rate. So all the blokes are pretty well stronger than last year, and I think we've had individual training programs which has got us fitter and stronger.
Now, you're fairly late on the ground earlier. Before we started the game, is because the Shuri said a few words before you went out?
No, it seemed like a normal preparation. Maybe we just took a bit longer with our warm-up or something. There was no particular reason.
And the side itself looked like a very fast running side and a hard tackling side tonight.
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously Shuri's emphasised that we have to be a bit harder and more disciplined around the ground. Man-to-man responsibilities, that includes stuff like that. So I think that's something you'll see more of from Collingwood this year.
And tonight you found Sav Rocca quite well. I mean, he led very well today, and also the desperation around the forward line.
Yeah, Sav was held quite well tonight and still managed to get his 5 or 6, so that's a very good sign. And obviously when Sav's leading well, we know where the ball's going to hit the ground, so it helps the blokes roving in the forward line.
Well, Nathan, you're an exciting player to watch, so good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks very much. I'd just like to say a quick hello to Blair Reid, who's a young fella who had an accident not long ago, and keep working, mate.
Good on you.
Good on your Bucks, and here was the story of Nathan Buckley's night. He had 13 kicks to half-time, a little bit quieter after the break, but a total of 22, 6 handballs, 5 marks. Laid a couple of tackles, didn't get on the goal scoring, just kicked 1 behind. Lee, do you reckon Nathan Buckley has lived up to the raps that he had when he came across, firstly to Brisbane as a Magarey medalist and then to Collingwood?
Well, I think he's been a very, very good player. I suppose the question is he sort of one of the top half dozen in the competition, which has tended to be the raps that were on him in the early days. I mean, I thought tonight he was really special. I mean, it's amazing the half-back line in modern football. It gives the player a chance to back his judgment a little bit, and Bucks just played that role tremendously well tonight, I thought. And he sort of, they can leave their opponent, because most of the time it's not their opponent the ball's being kicked to. So he was very good, and as I said, more and more players seem to be getting pushed to the half-back line.
He said there that Tony Shaw had them going harder at the ball and player responsibility more. Don't tell me that they didn't have that last year.
Well, they were supposed to have it, but I mean, I think really, you know, 95% of football is the same, no matter which coach is in the job. But it's the 5% of just the communication, the different ways you try and emphasise different points. And there's always an enthusiasm with a new coach, and I think that's what Collingwood got tonight. I mean, that first 20 minutes, it really was a really enthusiastic, every man at the ball, hard at it start, and they got the score on the board, and of course that really was the difference in the game. So, I mean,
front of a very disappointing crowd of 8,674 people. Goal kickers for Footscray, Hargraves with 5, Watts with 3 and Curley 3. And for Fremantle, Hunter kicked 4 goals. Just looking now at the Sports World votes for that game, as voted by Gerard Healy, Chris Gant with 3 votes in a terrific game at centre-half back, Daniel Hargraves for his 5 goals at full forward 2, and Luke Darcy 1 vote for all Footscray players in a terrific effort by them. Progressive on Sports World votes now. Nathan Burke still holds the lead with 21 votes. James Hurd, almost a vote today, as Leigh Matthews said earlier, 19. Crawford, very consistent for Hawthorn all year, and McKernan both on 14. Chris Waring on 13, having a good one, and Lambert, another vote getter today for the Bears, on 12. Just looking to another game played today at the MCG, Melbourne played Richmond, and Richmond 18-19, 127, eventual winners by 46 points over Melbourne, who were hit with injuries. Major goal kickers there for Richmond, Richardson with 6 and Daffy with 4. And for Melbourne, David Neitz continues his great form with 7 goals. Now to the ladder. Sydney on top, surprising, fantastic effort. Brisbane today, courtesy of their win, are in 5th position. Essendon 7th, and Richmond, by winning today, stay in the 8th, in that 8th spot. Hawthorn closing, of course, just a half a game behind, and Footscray also with their 3rd win of the season, making it 3.5.
Today's match is part of the AFL Coca-Cola Centenary Season.
And just looking at next week's round, North Melbourne playing St Kilda in a really big one, almost St Kilda's last chance, you'd think, on Friday night. On Saturday, Essendon play Richmond in the blockbuster at the MCG. Footscray, Geelong and Hawthorn all with home games there. On Sunday, Sydney play Adelaide, which should be good, and West Coast and Fremantle in the local derby there in Perth, and Collingwood, surprise winners over Fitzroy, should be very good at Victoria Park. Tomorrow night, talking footy, Gerard Neesham. Also, don't forget the Olympic Games coming up. Terry Wallace has had his first win as a coach by 18 points.
This has been a 7 Sports production.
The 1996